Oh, hey there, what's up? Glad to have you guys stopping by. So, I thought we would talk a little bit about what's going on for today's news about, that's right, Trump and North Korea. Now, I don't like how people are saying that Trump declares war. If anything, it would be the U.S. We are one nation, so it would be the United States versus North Korea. But I'm going to stand behind that. So, all right, let's get to talking about what's going on with that. I did went ahead and said I read up on what's going on. We'll probably just wait a minute before we get started so that we have time to build up a little bit of an audience here. See if there's anybody going to be anybody to jump in with us. I'm sure we'll get some people in just a little bit, but for right now, we'll just take a moment, let that sink in. Uh, and we'll see what's going on with this. I'll give you my perspective from my standpoint. Oh, and for once today, we're lucky enough that Evie is joining us. She's just off screen over here, but
What's up, y'all?
she's here hanging out with us. Gonna go over this information with us, and we're gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna give you my personal opinion from a well, Brad. Thanks for stopping by, bud. I'll give you guys my personal opinion from a military standpoint. Being in the military for a long, long time in the family, I've got a good understanding of what's going on here.
I'll be right back.
All right, that's fine. All right, so like I said, I got a good understanding of what's going on here. This isn't anything new to me. Hearing rhetoric from North Korea is something that they've been doing for years and years and years. So I'm not really super concerned about it just yet. I don't think you guys should be either. And we'll go over why and everything like that, and what my opinion from my standpoint. And yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. When am I gonna live stream some more Ghost? I really want to hold off on doing the video gaming until I get that game card, Kevin. So maybe we'll do one more in the old style that I used to, but we are getting ready for that ghost hunt, and I was talking to Evie about it, and I told her I was like, we need to pick a date to do this ghost hunt thing, and she did remind me that in October coming up we have a Friday the 13th coming, and that might be the best time to do that. So Friday the 13th in October, ghost hunting. I think that's when we're going to go ahead and do it around here. We'll check the date to make sure everything is lining up and everybody's schedules are right. But for the most part, I think that's when we're going to do this. But we're going to get to talking about.
It's also the week of my birthday.
It is the week of your
It's
birthday.
the end of the week of my birthday.
The end of the week of your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday is Monday, and Friday the 13th will be that week after.
Perfect.
Or not that week after, but that Friday after.
Oh, well, good. And so what you guys can do is you can tune in and check it out with us and hang out. And that'd be also a great birthday present for Evie, I'm sure.
So, yeah. Good way to start the week and a good way to end it, I think.
Oh, boy.
Start the week with my birthday, end the week with.
A birthday.
Friday the 13th is not a birthday?
No, but we'll end it with whatever. You know what I mean.
I'm old. Old people.
Hardly. She thinks she's old.
Whatever.
Like I said, we're giving a little time for this audience to build before we go ahead and start talking about what's going on here with North Korea and all that. And I want you guys to get some inside detail. I want you to understand what's going on, and not. I don't think there's a whole lot to worry about. So, but we're gonna get into it. It's not like North Korea hasn't pulled this kind of stuff before. Uh, they've done it before. This isn't common. This is common ground. Um, oh, why is my computer being like this? It's not a good day today. My computer's not working correctly. Maybe that's North Korea shutting our internet down. Who knows?
Plus, we still have all that drama going on with the NFL.
Well, I'm not going to get into that. Don't want to talk about that. Stay away from that. But we are going to talk about what's going on in North Korea. It's bad enough you guys are trying to make me talk political. Normally, I don't get on here and talk politics whatsoever. I was going to wait until I was 33 before I would. I said my rule was to wait until I was 33 to start talking politics. But, oh well, what are you going to do? All right, so the war in North Korea. What's going on? What we should know? What you need to know? Let the audience come. They just trying to make drama. Yeah, I'm not, like I said again with North Korea. Here's the thing about it: North Korea for years has been threatening the United States for years and years and years. It's nothing new. Nothing new. Nobody's concerned about it. You shouldn't be concerned about it, at least in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. North Korea they have a goal. Okay, with these nuclear weapons, there's a goal. First off, they're not going to shoot nukes at us, not anytime soon. I wouldn't though be. It's not unlikely to think that he might fire a rogue one. Um, but I would be hard pressed to see North Korea wanting to start a war with us. Now, if I was reading correctly on some of this, the last time North Korea shot down a U.S. plane, because that's what's being really, that's really what's going on here, was that the U.S. in no way has declared war on North Korea. This is North Korea just making assumptions and guessing on what's going on with stuff like that, and they're 100% incorrect. And nobody's declared war on them. They are attempting to make their preempt. What I'm seeing North Korea do is they want to take to the point where they get right to the edge of what's dangerous and then push back from there. So what I'm seeing, guys, is North Korea is just flexing its muscles like it's been doing for years and years and years. And for instance, let's say North Korea did fire a nuke. Let's say North Korea decides that we're at war and they want to nuke the United States. Okay, there's not a whole lot that I think is going to happen with that, but if they did, one, we'd have our missile systems that would take a shot at it. Now, it just so happens that you guys are in a lucky position because what was part of my job when I was in the military? I worked with missile defense systems. Specifically, missiles that shoot down other missiles. This is exactly what's going on. This is why I'm kind of glad I'm not in right now because I think I would be being sent over there like right now. They'd be like, okay, but hold on a second. Let me jump into the Bat Cave for a moment, if you don't mind. Da na 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 na. Batman. Okay, so based on that, North Korea has just basically said that it's declared war and it has the right to shoot down U.S. warplanes, even planes that are not inside North Korean airspace, anything that they see as a potential threat. Now, here's one thing though. North Korea has a very, very weak air force, okay? They are plagued constantly with maintenance issues, unavailability of parts. Fuel is a huge issue right now in North Korea. Trying to keep their air force aloft is not good. North Korea does not want a war where they have to invade, and I'll tell you why, because it's something a lot of people don't think about. Supply lines. Okay, there's no supply lines. North Korea does not have the means or capability to supply a supply line. They want to be attacked so they can be provoked. So you have to think of it that way. If North Korea was to invade South Korea, do you honestly think that North Korea could keep a solid, steady supply of ammunition, food, fuel, parts, maintenance, all the stuff that's required? People don't think about. There's a lot of logistics to fighting a war. You don't just go in and charge, and you have to bring parts up behind you, water up behind you, fuel up behind you. So I don't see North Korea in any way, shape, or form talking about a wall attack. They want to do shoot and scoot techniques, if anything, which means they want to fire and retreat, fire and retreat. So again, this isn't an official declaration of war. Um, I don't think that you're going to see a full out scale war just yet. Just yet. I think we're a little off from that, but it probably won't be. It's a possibility that we could have an actual ground war. Problem is, though, is that what I'm more concerned about is that if we do get down to the point where we have to actually go to war with North Korea, I don't think they would fire a nuke until the last minute. And what I'm saying, the last minute is when they're going to fall, it looks like it's over, that's when they would probably be most deadly, wanting to fire a nuke once you back them into a corner. What do you think, Evie?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're not feeling good today.
I know. My head's all
You're
stupid.
useless. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go ahead and check on. We're going to read from other news sources. Like I said, North Korea says U.S. declared war. That warns that it could shoot down U.S. bombers, which we did not declare war. Um, if I understand what they're responding to correctly, it was a tweet made by Donald Trump, and which I think is very odd that in 2017 this is how we talk about what our president said. Our president tweeted, which is just the stupidest thing in the world. Whatever happened to just coming live on the news? I don't like this whole tweeting thing. I will say this: I'm not a huge fan of a president and tweeting information, but I will say this though: it's a great way to get the word directly from the horse's mouth. Must say that. But he was basically saying that if a CBS poll says only 39% of Americans are approved with Trump's handling of North Korea. 53% are concerned. Um, see, but that's not the same thing. And see, that's very misleading of CNN right there, or CBS, excuse me. Listen to that poll. Listen carefully to the wording. Only 39% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of North Korea. 53% are concerned he might start an unnecessary war. Okay, that's not saying 39% are approved of Trump's handling. That's two different things being said right there. Two different things. 53% are concerned he might start an unnecessary war. Um, if people, I don't understand how people don't pay attention. That North Korea has been doing this kind of stuff for years and years and years and years, threatening that they're going to bomb us, threatening they're going to bomb us. And for the first time, you have a president who's standing up saying we're not going to be bullied anymore by someone who's saying this, because honestly, frankly, Obama kind of. Yeah, right. Very much so. There, Panther Dime. North Korea is new reality. They're doing their best. It's all they've got. It's all they've got. They've got to stay in the public's eye. They've got to stay like this. Oh, we're so mean and strong. But the fact is they're not. They're a very weak country, but they're just enough that I don't get where North Korea constantly thinks they're going to be invaded. Kim Jong Un has got this paranoia about him where he constantly thinks he's going to be invaded, and nobody gives a crap about North Korea. Nobody gives a crap about North Korea. So to have them actually think that we're going to go in there and invade them, no, nobody wants to invade them. No, 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 no. This is what's going on right now, Phil. Uh, oh, and it's Phil's birthday, so happy birthday, Phil. Happy birthday to you,
Happy birthday.
Phil. So Evie's right over here too. She's not on camera with us, but she is hanging out. She agreed to hang out with us today. If you guys have any questions you want to ask her or anything you want to say to Evie, she's right over there. She can hear you. Not really hear you, I guess. She'll be able to read soon enough. But no, this is what the big headlines are saying right now. So I'm very excited to see how this is all going to turn out. Especially since I'm a bit of a prepper myself, it really just makes me look ridiculous if nothing doesn't ever happen. Um, so, but let's see. Breaking news: the U.S. is not at war with North Korea, and like I was saying, absolutely, with North Korea situation, this is such a faux war right now. Hello, Extreme Games. You got to remember, it takes Congress to be able to declare war here. So Trump saying that we're at war like that this is just the U.S. saying that. See, even if you read it correctly, Korea says U.S. declared war, warns it can shoot down U.S. bombers. Again, it was 1969 the last time that North Korea shot down an American warplane, and they did kill 31 service members back then, and that's something that's terrible right there. We weren't in a state of war. But I mean, if you do think about it, Korea is still considered an active war zone. It's never gone. It's never stopped. That war, the Korean War, technically never stopped. It ended in a ceasefire, but it didn't end. So it's continuing. So yeah, but for the North Korea to come out and say that the U.S. declared war is absolute nuts. Now I've got the Daily Telegraph from what looks like Britain. It looks like from most of my buddies over here. Donald Trump has declared war on North Korea. Says it threatens to shoot down U.S. jets. That's kind of a clickbaity kind of thing because. Declared. Basically, what Trump said is that if they keep up this attitude, they won't be around much longer. Okay? That's not a declaration of war. you got to remember, I feel that we're being threatened. We've been threatened by North Korea for years. When my dad was in the military, I remember we would be on post and we were hearing about North Korea this, North Korea that. So this isn't something new for me in my life. Hearing about North Korea attacking, I grew up discussing this topic, talking about it as a kid, or the soldiers of my dad's unit around, hanging out, talking about North Korea. My dad did several tours in South Korea, so Korea was something that was very important to me. I got some buddies who were stationed over there. I myself was almost supposed to go to Camp Casey. Anyone who knows anything about South Korea, they should know Camp Casey. And so when we're looking at this, though, basically, uh, uh, here's his exact tweet, word for word, verbatim from Trump. Just heard Foreign Minister of North Korea speak at the UN. If he echoes thoughts of Little Rocket Man, they won't be around much longer. And you know what though? I got no problem. Okay, well that's fine. So the war being declared is definitely not what's going on here. It We've got North Korea once again trying to flex its little muscles. North Korea says Donald Trump declared war first. So I'm just reading a bunch of different news sources here and trying to get you guys some information. The reason North Korea hates America so much is very simple. Is that during the North Korean War, of course, during any war there is some atrocities, and that happened back in the 50s and everything like that. And they still think that we went in there and we murdered and raped and pillaged like they think we're animals. We're really animals. And if you look at it, it's not so much that it's just that region. If you look at World War II, uh, if you look at World War II, when U.S. soldiers were showing up to small islands like Palau and Peleliu and Saipan and stuff like that, people were throwing themselves off of cliffs, throwing their children off of cliffs because they were afraid of the big bad Americans. And what it is I think a lot of people in the world have built up this, especially in some Asian areas where there's been some real I mean, think about it. We dropped nukes on them. There were some wars there that were kind of horrible. Vietnam. Asia hasn't had a very good time when it comes to war in the U.S. So I don't say that I don't condone what's going on, but I understand. I understand. So, okay. But North Korea had from birth, like absolutely, um, like who was it? Panterdime there said is they're told from birth how evil America is. We're some evil, horrible, terrible place, and evil Americans, and we're not really that bad of people. I don't think. Well, maybe you guys in the UK don't like us. That's okay. And see, that's great. That's great. But anyway, we're getting off topic a little bit. They're absolutely told that Americans are horrible and we're disgusting and we're just warmongers. I guess we are a bit of warmongers, if we're gonna be honest, just a bit. But we're not this one. This one isn't. This is us not provoking, I would say. Um, I like your footy pajamas, Evie.
Thank you.
She's
You're warm.
she's got these what is it? Full size adult footy PJs with pink doggies on it. It's really cute. Um, So you got to remember though, what would war look like? What would war with North Korea look like? The New Yorker asks, and I can tell you exactly what war with the New Yorker would look like. It's very easy. We got 8 people hanging out. This is a great audience. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And again, though, do remember that when I was in the military, just a quick reminder out there to people, my job in the military was part of one of my jobs. We'll talk about it. I did missile defense programs. I was trained with missile defense training. This was the specialty unit that I was selected for to learn this training, and this is exactly what we would be dealing with right now. So, what would war with North Korea look like? Well, it depends on who fights first. Uh, well, see, though, here Kim Jong Un it's a very contradictory people over there. It's a dry country, but they're also the number 3 world's largest importer of Hennessy. But they don't drink. It's a dry country, and that's because he likes that. He loves Western stuff, but he just doesn't love Westerners. The culture he enjoys, not the people, which is odd. You can't really do that. You can't enjoy culture but not people. But that's what's going on. I think Dennis Rodman should help us out. Go take a flight. Go talk to his buddy. Bring him a basketball. Chill out. We should get all these celebrities who really want to do something. They can have the option to fly over there and do something on their own. They just won't. I'd go over there right now and talk with anybody who'd be willing to talk with me and be like, look, this isn't what we want. Just chill out with these missile programs, and then all these sanctions can be lifted. You're doing it to yourself. He's doing it to himself. And what it is an attempt. North Korea, if you guys, I don't know how old my audience is watching right now or how much you guys have paid attention to U.S. policies, but again, my whole life I've been raised in a military family. Paying attention to what's been going on in North Korea has been something we've always done. I remember my dad many a times talking about what's going on with North Korea. But what would a war with North Korea look like? Again, let's go ahead and answer that question to what I understand, to the best of my ability and my professional expertise. I would say if North Korea fires first, let's say North Korea fires first. Now, do remember that generally wars aren't kicked off with, somebody pushing the big one. That's generally not how wars are kicked off. It's a lot of little actions that lead up to finally the breaking point. So I would say if North Korea fired first, they would take down a plane. Boom, they take down a plane, right? And now America would have to officially declare war. I would say in under 24 hours, the U.S. military would mobilize. Fort Campbell would be on the ground, probably lock, stock, ready to rock in about 2 days, 3 days tops. If that does ever happen, you guys make sure you come back to the channel, and I will tell you what's going on in my area, because this place is going to empty if that ever happens. They're going to empty all the soldiers here and send them again. It happens every time. I've seen it multiple wars, multiple years. So we would make a retaliatory strike against North Korea quickly. We would start taking out all their communications, runways, factories. You aim for infrastructure first. Once you break the infrastructure, you don't have to get as many casualties because people will quit. So war with the U.S. Let's say, though, we're not going to shoot first. I'll give you that much. America's not going to cross into... We're not going to cross that line. What we do is...
We'll just finish it.
Huh?
We'll just finish
We'll
it.
just finish it, exactly. Thank you. We're not going to cross the line where we shoot first. That's not what America does. I will say we kind of like to provoke, but that's not crossing the line. So, when they cross that line, and North Korea finally does, it's going to be them who shoots first. They're going to make a mistake. Somebody is going to do something wrong. Either fire... I doubt it's going to be a nuke. I think they're going to shoot down a plane. And they're even saying they don't even have to shoot down the planes in North Korean airspace. So that just means that if they see a plane as flying too close to them, and they believe that, they're allowed to shoot down the plane. And that's in their eyes, which I'm trying to work my head to be on a impartial view of it, and I just can't come to that. How a few days ago you just fired a nuke over Japan, but now you're crying that people are coming too close to your country with airplanes. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So you got to understand that Kim Jong-un is thinking very irrational, and I think why does my computer keep going crazy? It's been happening for days.
Have you restarted?
Yeah, it's been doing it for days. Don't worry about it.
You have an update.
Yeah.
That's why.
No, I don't. It's a notification. Watch, see?
Over here.
Where? Right
Hit
there?
that, yep.
That right there? Well, I can't do it now.
Restart the update. That's why.
Oh, I got an update.
You guys, I do all his maintenance on his technology.
She does a little bit of maintenance on my
No, he doesn't even know how to update his own phone unless
to the Batcave. 1 second, guys. We'll get back to him. Go ahead, Evie.
He doesn't even know how to go into his settings and update from there. It either automatically updates or he does not update it. Same with his computer. He just lets it die. He never restarts it.
No, I restart. All right, so, well, we got a big audience here tonight. This is really cool. Glad that you guys are. It's good to see that other people are interested in this topic as much as I am. I've been following this for weeks and weeks, just watching what's going on. What's the latest? Even when all this stuff is going down, the football stuff, I'm like, yeah, screw that. What's going on with North Korea? This person's going on with this. Oh, hurricanes are coming in. People are fighting, riots. I'm like, what about North Korea? So finally, I think it's being taken that it's back to North Korea is going to be our topics for the next few weeks, and that's good. But anyway, so what would war look like? Don't get me wrong. I think that the Norse artillery will fail silent in a matter of few hours. That's actually a very generous thing. I think North Korea's artillery would go silent almost immediately. Um, I think that North Korea's only hope is pop up fire and duck. That's my biggest concern from North Korea. What my next concern though is what's going to happen with Iran should North Korea get attacked? What's Russia going to do? What's China going to do? We know they're condemning them. We know that. Oh, I remember watching the Shock and Awe campaign live on TV. That was interesting. You remember all that? My dad was actually over there during that, and being a kid, I think I was like in 1990, 91. I was like 6 or 7, and I was fully aware of what was going on. But the shock and awe of Desert Storm, that was actually from a military standpoint, that was a beautiful display of military might and suppression. That's exactly what you want to do in war. An overwhelming presence. Overwhelming. War isn't supposed to be fought fair, and a lot of people don't like that. War, you don't fight war to be fair. You fight war to win. So you don't play fair. You fire everything you have. Rocket Man will attack sometime, maybe not. Absolutely, he's going to attack, and that's been the point. Is North Korea? I'm willing, like a lot of things, and a lot of things in my life, I'm willing to take people on their word. I really am. If you tell me something and you're telling it to me, I'm willing to believe you on sight about it. Now I'm gonna go look into it more myself, but if you're willing to tell it to me, I'm willing to take it on sight, unless it's absolutely ridiculous. So I can pick certain things out, but if someone says, for instance, let's do this. North Korea has been saying, when we get nukes, we're going to nuke the United States. When we get nukes, we're going to nuke the United States. They've been saying it for 50, 60 years. We're gonna nuke the United States. Okay? At no one took them credible. And I remember when I was a kid during all of that, the first time I heard about North Korea flexing its little muscles when Kim Jong Il was in office, and he said, I talked to my dad, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry about North Korea. They're about 20 or 30 years off from getting nukes. You won't have to worry about that. That's a long time, 20 years off before they'll even have the chance of being able to hit the United States." Okay. Well, that was 25 years ago when I was told that. And look at it, here it is now. Now they have the ability to do it, and we're having to discuss this. Now, if the U.S. military had just decided, you know what, this regime a long time ago is going to be nothing but problems the second they said, we're going to get nukes, we're going to fucking up, we're going to mess you up, the first thing I would have done was gone over there and stopped that from happening. You have to take somebody at their word. Well, and then, oh, well, we weren't really going to do it to you. We just said that. Well, I have to assume you are. You're threatening the United States. You're threatening the peace of the world. Because you guys got to remember something, too. He's going to, yeah, this is funny, too, because we're talking about North Korea, and I look like Seth Rogen. So this isn't good, guys. This isn't good. Like, if they somehow do invade the United States, they're going to think I'm Seth Rogen, and they're going to think I made the interview, and they're going to come after me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What was the internship?
The interview. The internship was with Owen Wilson and.
I don't know. I get all of them mixed up.
That was the interview, which I thought was a great movie. I thought it was hilarious, and I didn't think it was very disrespectful. The only thing that they could have said that was disrespectful was the way they killed him at the end, and even that was just like, well, come on. But here's something for you too that should show you something that's proof. North Koreans aren't allowed to see TV, right? They're not allowed to watch American TV of our TV. They're allowed to watch state TV by law. Yet, somehow, North Koreans were able to view the movie, The Interview, that they banned, to say that it was horrible and all this. So it means somebody had to break their own law. Somebody had to break their own law to be able to watch the movie to say how horrible it was. So, just a little thinker for you. But let's see, what else is everyone talking about?
But what's his name? Kim Jong-un, or whatever his name is. Wouldn't he have had to watch it to know to ban it?
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to say. Is somebody has to watch these movies to get them. I think I got a mosquito bite right on my head. Somebody has to watch these movies to decide if they're pretty much everything that comes out of America is they're not allowed. If it's an American movie, they're not allowed to watch it. Period. And it's actually, you can go to jail for a long freaking time if you watch a movie in North Korea that's an American movie.
They arrested that kid for stealing that thing.
What the?
Poster.
Well, that was something totally different. You're not allowed to take. You guys.
I understand, but
It was extreme.
Yeah, that's cruel and unusual punishment.
I told a friend he was using a turtle a turtle tactic, being quiet all the time, slowly. Yep. See, and that's very absolutely right. He sat and he waited in his little country, and he did a test, every time he did a test and no one checked it, he was like, okay, I can push this a little farther, and then what happens is we would get into a little. He would do something that they didn't like, but it was a crucial point for a stepping stone that he needed, and then the tensions would flare, and he's and then everyone's like, hey, just calm down, calm down. Okay. And what happened was, though, is he still was allowed to do what he did, and no one checked it. And then he just went on quietly with the next step until he came to the next process. Okay, now we need to test another one. Fires another one. Hey, you can't do that. And then he flips out, and hey, calm down, calm down, calm down. And then we have to come in and appease him, but he's still getting what he wants. It's the temper tantrum technique. He's throwing a temper tantrum. When we tell him no, he has a temper tantrum. Then we appease him, and then he hasn't learned anything. He's already gotten away with what he wanted. He had a war of the words instead of being physically stopped. Words have no power. It's physical action that has power. Words to call to action have power, but words have no power. So if he can exchange words but still get his way, he wins. And I think that's what's been happening for years and years and years and years is he got to whine and cry after the fact, and then everyone just told him to calm down to keep the world peace. And now finally someone is standing up and saying, no more of this. And it needs to be. I don't like sitting here being threatened all the time. For some of you guys, you may, he's not threatening you. It's this, that, and the other. I've got a lot of my friends are in the military. So it's my friends who are going to go be fighting this war. It's my friends who are going to go be in the harm's way. And I'm sure some of you guys out there have friends and family in the military, of course, too. Of course. I would never say you didn't and it doesn't. But this is like direct. I still talk to people who are at Fort Campbell here, even up to like a year and a half when I got out of the military. They would still call me for questions and stuff and see if I could come in and help fix stuff.
Military too.
So, yeah, they were calling me in to come in a year out. Hey, man, can you swing by and check this out? We're having a problem. Yeah, I'm coming. So, that's not... So when I say my friends, it's going to be a lot of my friends and family and people that I know that are going to be fighting this kind of thing. So no, I don't want a big war with North Korea, but I'm also not afraid to say that, it's time to go to war. That's the difference is you never want war, but you never should be afraid of saying we're going to stand up for ourselves. Because right now, it's not us. It is not the United States. If there's provocateuring going on, they're not telling us about it. And if there was provocateuring going on, I would think that somebody in my unit or somebody that I know would be talking about it in one way, shape. I am part of so many military groups and forums and stuff like that. You couldn't get away with it. You couldn't get away if someone I knew was over, what's up, Calvin? And Calvin's another great guy. He's also another military veteran, and I'm proud to know about him. And he knows that North Korea's always been flexing its little muscles for years. Always. Well, here's what I think about that missile test. You have got to be a fool if you don't think Iran and North Korea aren't sharing technology. Got to be a fool. Work on what you need over here. We'll work on this, and then we'll sell them together. We'll put them together. We'll take your parts. We'll trade you these parts. You trade us what you've been working on. Put it together. Before you know it, they both go. See, they always said, North Korea, Iran is going to be 20, 30, 40 years off. No one ever expected how long it would take if they worked together. Get things done a lot faster when you work together. I'm not super, I'm just saying. It's craziness though, guys. Crazy. See, veterans and military folk, they understand that North Korea has been doing this for quite a long time. This is nothing new. Nothing new. It may be new to some of you guys who haven't experienced this before, but it's nothing new to the rest of us who've been around. What about Iran? A friend of me is living in Israel. He said that if war breaks out, Iran, Palestine, and other Muslims are going to steamroll Israel. No, they won't. Because if they could steamroll Israel right now, they would. But they don't. And here's why. Israel has still got one of the best militaries in the entire world. Okay? They are a up-to-date fighting force. And they're a strong ally of us. So one, if war ever breaks out, well, that's good. I appreciate him being as well. I'm sure. But no, Palestine and other Muslim countries like whom? Like who? Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia is not going to get involved. They're not going to get involved. They wouldn't want to break ties with the U.S. let's see, Pakistan, not likely. Palestine, if they could mount a defense or an attack, maybe. Egypt, possibly, I guess. Uh, Iran definitely would come fighting, but I think Israel could hold them back. I don't think Israel would be steamrolled in any shape or form. They've still got one of the most advanced military. Do remember too, though, that since everybody in Israel had to serve in the military, you technically have a reserve force of everybody who's not in. So Israel has primed itself in such a way that every member of its citizens are trained military, just like myself. Yeah, I'm goofy and whatever, and I make up funny jokes and do silly stuff, and but at a moment's notice, I could turn that army back on, even now. So trying to steamroll Israel is like why it's too hard to try to steamroll the United States. Uh, there'd be a gun in every bush. This is what happened in World War II. Actually, you guys, people, got to do some history. World War II, Japan was talking about what it would take for mainland invasion of America. They said that it never. I believe a general said it's never going to work. I forget the guy's name specifically. Maybe you guys know. And he said it'll never work. There'll be a gun in every bush. What he meant by that was that every American citizen would be armed to the point of where they could resist a military invasion. And basically, every time we turn a corner, there's going to be another gun pointed at me and my troops. You're going to take so many casualties just walking on. You guys have no idea what it takes to hold a base. It's not as easy as you think to hold a position. Guerrilla warfare works. That's why people keep using it. You know, you try to develop anti-techniques for it, but it would work. So, with North Korea, that'd be their. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You dig in. And look at North Korea. It's been making these tunnel systems. Everyone's been talking about these tunnels for years and what the purpose of these tunnels are. And here's what I think the purpose of these tunnels are. I don't think that they're going to use these tunnels to bring in equipment. I think that North Korea knows that if it doesn't attack, it's going to fall. But it's going to do it anyway. Maybe. I'm going to give you guys another scenario. North Korea decides, you know what, we're going to drop the nukes anyway. We're going to lose this one, we're going to drop the nukes. But these tunnels, what we're going to use these tunnels for is we're going to blend people in and have them systematically move into South Korea as refugees, but they're not going to cross the borders. They're just going to come through underground so no one notices them. And we're going to infiltrate South Korea from that way, and eventually we'll get North Korea back by infiltrating the South. And they still got to fire their nuke. Kim Jong-un could escape to China, and they could hide him out for years there. Years and years and years. And they probably would. They probably would. He'll live a life underground, but still taken care of. And I don't literally mean underground. He'll live a life in hiding and whatnot, but... Yeah, Donald Trump would destroy him, absolutely. So, again, guys, the risk of nuclear war, I would say worst case scenario, that would how it goes down. Even if we did have full on war, I don't think he's going to launch. If we did it now, though, because look how long it takes in between tests. He's not ready. He's not ready. We need to stop this. But we are definitely not declaring war. It is them with their paranoia. Absolute paranoia that is causing these issues. It's absolute paranoia. Let's see. We also got to remember it wouldn't just be the U.S. going to war against North Korea either. Yeah, China doesn't want to deal with the fallout because it's just bad for. We got to remember war in that area means, but you got to remember two things too. The best two things that can happen to the economy on any economy scale is war and a natural disaster. Puts people back to work. And now that's very harsh to say, but I'm not trying to be mean, and I never. If you guys ever, if I ever say something and it comes off that I'm being mean towards somebody, what it is I'm just trying to present it in a light. I never intend to offend anybody, but what was I saying? North Korea says it has the right. Let's read from the New York Times. Let's read from the New York. Actually, we got North Korea accuses U.S. of declaring war from the BBC. Let's check that out. See what they're saying about it. BBC News, Asia. Here we go. Uh-huh. No, we need to take them out preemptively. We really do. We should take them out preemptively before, because right now, if he could launch one, we could possibly stop one. With speaking again from my military perspective, well, yeah, absolutely. They would lick the wounds clean from them and help them out and rebuild, and that's who's going to benefit from war. We would spend the money, China and North Korea and the humanitarians. That's the thing about war. You know who benefits? The humanitarians are the ones who benefit from the end of the war, not the attackers. The attackers spent money. They spent money. They gave money out to do these things. And the people who are going to clean up are going to be, well, we got to go into North Korea and help rebuild, and they're going to put people to work. And well, yeah, absolutely. There was I heard a story of a defector, and he made an announcement to say happy birthday to the great supreme leader, and it was a few minutes too early before midnight, and he was going to be killed for that. So he was like, you know what, screw it, I'll take my chances, and he faced the minefield, and he made it through. And he made it through. Yes, officially the Korean War never did end. It's still been an ongoing thing. So I don't see how we could declare war. It's been a demilitarized zone, and that's what it means. Officially, the Korean War never ended. It really didn't. We've been at it. If you talk to guys in the military here in the United States, they will tell you when you go to Korea, they prep you with everything. Full masks for your attacks. They family members get gas masks. They have bomb zones. They have drills. It's nothing new. They've been Korea is always at a, it's considered a deployment. You get a special award for going to Korea because it's technically an active war zone still. So, so that's just something to keep in mind. Again, though, I don't think that anything is going to come of this just yet. If North Korea really thought that we declared war on them, don't you think they would have done something by now? Oh, we're at war? Well, time to shoot, boys. No, they're doing the exact same thing. They're just saying the next thing to escalate, and what do you do to respond? And basically, he's saying the U.S. declared war on us. Now, the U.S. is going to have to either do one of two things. We come back and we say, no one declared war on you, which is exactly what we're doing. And these little tactics that the North Korea is trying to pull to get sympathy isn't working. So I think what the problem is going to be is that you're not going to see any support from the international community on this. America clearly hasn't declared war on anybody. Last I checked, everybody at the UN was also saying North and South, I think, Brad. Ugh. I just want to see what they're going to do. The next few days, this week should be interesting, is all. This is going to be an interesting week, I would think. We're going to see a lot happen. Again, though, the UN was the one who's been placing these sanctions, so it's not just the United States who's handling this. So by any means, no, I don't think that they're ready to go all gun ho about it just yet. Not just yet. All right. Hey, you guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you guys are enjoying this talk. If you like hearing it from a soldier's perspective, a veteran's perspective, I really appreciate it. Phil, just to let you know too, we did come up with when we're gonna do that ghost hunt thing. It's coming up Friday the 13th in October. We're gonna do it that day. As long as everything goes well, we should be doing it October 13th, Friday the 13th. So set your calendar dates for that. It's not so much that the Korean War is a truce. It was a ceasefire. They call it what's called a ceasefire. A ceasefire basically means is we're not going to shoot anymore at you, and you stop shooting at us. You stay on your side, we'll stay on ours. But there's always been a heightened level of military presence on both sides. So no, the Korean War never ended in a truce. It just kind of took a. They're on break, and everyone's been kind of just sitting there on break. So technically, yeah, Friday the 13th at 3 a.m. Yep, perfect. That's when we're gonna do the ghost hunt here. So if you guys want to do that, stick around. Always weird stuff going on. But we're talking about North Korea, what's going on here, and war being declared. Uh, Again, I don't think that we're going to see anything happen this week with it. I don't think anything major. Um, Here's CNN International, and they're reporting directly from the White House correspondents, I believe. The White House press secretary told reporters that no, we are not at war right now. Because I think though that everyone talks about America being this big bad wolf that comes along and just likes to beat up on little countries. It's not true to an extent. We let North Korea live peacefully the way they wanted and not bother anybody, and look what they did with their time and their management. And see, that's the thing though, is that we don't. The way America doesn't play nice with things is we just don't deal with you, and we tell people we use our influence to keep the way of life that works for us, and it may not work for everybody, and it may influence some negatively. But if you play ball with the United States, your country does pretty good. Your country's going to do pretty good. The average height of South Koreans versus North Koreans is a huge difference because of dietary changes. They've been able to access a more protein-rich diet as opposed to more vegetables, more rice, which is a more primarily Asian diet, and well, a cease. It was always declared a ceasefire, a truce where okay, let's Phil made a point, so let's check it out. Truce. Let's see. An agreement between enemies or opponents to stop fighting or arguing for a certain time. But see, that's the thing, though, is that maybe the way I could interpret that, an agreement, they didn't really have an agreement to stop fighting. They just didn't fight anymore. But they always kept arguing. There's always been arguments. So they've argued back and forth and back and forth. So that's why I would say a truce wouldn't work in that, because it's an agreement between enemies to stop fighting or arguing. The fighting hasn't stopped. We know they shot down a U.S. warplane in 1969, killing 31 crew members. So fighting hasn't stopped, or arguing hasn't stopped, and for a certain amount of time, there's never been a declared amount of time. So again, truce really wouldn't be a correct word, but you could use it in this instance as well. It would work. I guess you could use a truce. In the more modern term, yeah, we called a truce. Yeah, they stopped, we stopped. But the arguings never stopped. The killings never stopped. War crimes, so on and so forth. It says the U.S. declared let's see what the world knows the truth. Declared war on us and is not for the world's ears. It is the propaganda machine they're running at home. Absolutely. Right. There's usually a peace treaty signed to end a war, and pretty much the way they just ended that was it was just you stay on your side, we'll stay on our side. But again, though, look at if you go onto Google Earth and you look at South Korea versus North Korea, it's a nice lit up peninsula, active people, busy life, life, life. And you look at North Korea, it's dark and dismal. South Korea built a tower, so North Korea built a bigger one. What a waste of resources. These people are starving. They have a food problem in North Korea, and their regime is going around spending money on a nuclear program instead of taking care of its citizens. And I think that's where America has a problem. Is like, look, yeah, we took care of our citizens before we developed a nuclear program. So there's definitely an order into which you should come up. And if you want to go straight to nukes instead of citizen care, it shows your agenda. If you take care of your citizens, then develop nukes to defend them, shows a little bit more of your agenda, who you're really after. So Again, I'm not saying that America's always been 100% correct in everything. Of course, we make mistakes. We're just like anybody else. Every country's had its faults and made mistakes. But it's how you learn and change those mistakes. And North Korea has been, since the Korean War, has just been at this state of mind that is unhealthy. Unhealthy. Their defectors constantly say that they hated it there, and it was terrible. Terrible. Can you imagine being controlled? I mean, if for us it's something that's unimaginable. Can you imagine being told what hairstyle you had to have? That's just something that's hard to grasp. I mean, granted, in the military, I was told what hairstyle I had to have, but I volunteered for that. I volunteered for that, and I was paid for my time. So it's a completely different story. But again, though, with the war, this going on, I don't think there's going to be. I don't think there's going to be what we would see as a standard war going on here. The only the only oddball in there that I could see is that if North Korea just starts launching nukes, that would be the only outcome I could see that would be an unfavorable outcome. Is a nuke being launched? America's not going to launch nukes first. Now, if North Korea is doing saying that, if they're saying the United States declared war on us, and we're like, no, we didn't, and they said, well, fine, then we're going to declare war on you because you declared war on us. That would give them a reason to be able to spin it to their people on why they're at a state of war. See, that's exactly what they're doing. Haha, it's when you talk it out and you think about it. You got to be able to spin it to your people. You got to be able to spin it to your people. And if they tell the people the United States declared war on us, so we're declaring war on them, here we go. You'll have the people behind you. But if they were able to learn that we didn't declare war, and again, they have media blackout, so how are they supposed to know what's going on in the world? How are they even supposed to get an idea of what we're saying? They have no clue. They have to go on what they're being told. So of course they think they live in a constant state of we're getting ready to be killed when you're told that just 50 miles south of us there's people ready to just come in here and destroy our way of life and for whatever reason. Again, I don't understand what the economical gain would be. There's some minerals that I guess coal is a big export of North Korea, but then again though we're all moving away from coal, so who would want coal? It's all these little things you got to think of. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's ludicrousy almost. So again, I think that North Korea is just flexing its little muscles as it likes to do. It's been doing it for years, and I don't think it's a huge concern. We need to really put a lot of emphasis on. It's something we definitely need to watch, keep an eye out for, pay attention to. But I think for the moment we're okay. We're gonna be okay. So, hello. I can't pronounce your name, and I apologize. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with an official visit to Moscow. They're gonna maintain their diplomatic ties of well. Uh, of course, well, sanctions always hurt people, and that's the idea is that you try to make them put the people first over warmongering. You're trying to force a government to put its people first instead of thinking about its aspirations of destruction, and that I think is what's going on, and that's again how you can tell the oh, there's a holiday going on. That's interesting. I did not know that. It's just I don't think we should have to worry about this yet. Um, it wouldn't hurt you guys though. What do you mean? I don't understand the question. Okay, but people are. I don't think we have anything to worry about yet. It wouldn't hurt you though to go out and have a few extra cases of water, and well, I hope he doesn't. That would really ruin my broadcast on the 13th. So it would it wouldn't hurt you to go out and get a few extra cases of water. Maybe put some extra ramen aside. Little can spam. Have a few extra cans on hand. That kind of thing. And I don't consider that anything outrageous. It's good to always keep extra provisions on hand. I keep a bunch of extra stuff on hand. I keep a few months of dry food in containers on hand always. You never know. Not just for war situations, but for any kind of situations. It's always good to have a few little extra provisions on hand. I've got some stored water, water purification tablets, some stuff to keep on hand. Always good to do. So I think what's going to wind up happening with that is, again, I think this is going to de-escalate probably here in the next week or so, but it's not going to end, and that's where I think we have the problem. Is we have to be able to to look forward to hopefully nothing going on, but always plan up. And pet food, yes, pet food. You'd be surprised, guys. In an emergency situation, if you were hungry, you can eat dog food. And a nice big 50-pound bag will last you a long time if you're hungry enough. And you'd be surprised what you eat when you're hungry enough. So, keep a big bag of dog food on hand. You never know. That's something people don't think about. You can survive on that. Lots of proteins, lots of vegetables, lots of minerals. Doesn't taste super good, but it'll get you by. I'm not gonna eat your food, Peanut. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So I don't think Russia or China. No, I don't think so either. Because you got to think about it. Russia and China, they want monies. They want money. Of course they do. They don't want the disruption of whatever's going on. Nobody wants that. So I don't think I think that you'll see a big humanitarian cleanup from China and Russia. And again, that's who's going to benefit the most monetarily from that is going to be the cleanup crew. Uh, so I think that if anything does happen, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I always grow. I love growing. I grow vegetables all the time, and I keep seed packets on hand. And I love growing vegetables. Growing food is one of my favorite things to do. Growing my own plants and stuff. Well, yeah, because you got to remember though, it's not just the U.S. who's not enjoying all of this drama out of North Korea. The UN has placed full sanctions as well, which means they agree with it, and that means other countries are right there saying that we are worrying about what's going on with that. So no, in no way, shape, or form. So Russia's going to just sit back and they're going to be ready to do what they're going to do with it, but they're not going to get involved. And I think that's what North Korea was hoping was that it was going to have more backing, but now it's trying to just throw all its cards on the table and see what's going to go on with that. And they're starting to realize they have little support, is less support than what they thought. And I thought they were. I'm pretty sure that Kim thought that for sure China would come to his rescue. But China's like sitting back. You're like, look, we've got a lot of debt, a lot of pollution going on here. If we go to war, think about what would happen if China aided the United States and then the United States said, "Fine, by you aiding North Korea, we're gonna forgive ourselves of our debt to you. We're just not gonna pay it." China would be bankrupt. We could bankrupt China overnight by just refusing to outright pay for our debt to them. Which I don't think, again, we would never do that because diplomatic ties, and we want trade. We want open trade. Everybody wants trade is good for everybody. When things are moving and money's moving, everything's good for everybody. But when you disrupt that trade is when you lose money. Now think how much money China would lose if a war was declared, because then a lot of commerce from China would have to stop coming to the United States immediately. Anything that's in the port right there sitting would not be allowed to open up its cargo. And then tons, millions, billions a day would be lost on China. And later, Gaston, it was a pleasure. Potassium iodide stash. I keep some radiation pills on hand, radiation sickness pills. Um, my theory for that is by the time you know that you need radiation sickness pills, it's too late. So if you don't need it, if you know by the time you know you need to start taking some to try to get your hands on a supply, it's too late. So I bought a little bottle. I think they were like $12. Keep them, store them. I've got a lot of supplies I keep on hand, but it's for any emergency situation, not just for a wartime situation. Like I said, we have a lot of earthquakes. There's earthquakes around here. There's tornadoes around here. So any one of these scenarios could warrant that you would need some kind of supplies to hold you over for a few days. So it's good for everybody to have some on hand. To the Bat Cave. Hold on. Okay. Evie fell asleep during the broadcast. She didn't last long. The excitement was too much for her. So we're coming up on 1 hour of the talk about North Korea. I do appreciate everybody being here. Hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying this conversation with me. Thumbs down if you're not. That's okay too. Everyone's opinion is welcome. But again, coming from it's a unique view, being that my job in the military gives me a unique perspective on this. Being in the military gives me a very unique perspective on this. That's funny. They use vodka. Vodka will fix anything, dude. If you have cut, you put vodka. A threat about an EMP. Okay, if you wanted to talk an EMP blast. Um, yeah, there would be. That's a good way to. Again, though, you can't attack mainland America. Okay, that's not going to happen. You have to destroy it. That's the only thing they can do. They have to nuke it. That's the only way to get mainland America knocked out. An EMP. I think with an EMP though, the problem with an EMP is it's be easier to shoot down because it's going to have a different kind of arc, which means it's going to be a little more easier to shoot down. You want to explode it over the central United States. I think the projections of the EMP blast are they are overly showing you guys the strength of what. Well, Phil, I did generators in the military. I did. I was a power generation technician. But what was unique about my position is there was a job class that you had to be a generator mechanic to do. A nuke is an EMP, but it's detonated high in the sky and it causes an electromagnetic pulse, which can disrupt a lot of electronics. However, though, there's a lot of way to do a lot of shielding on that stuff, which they don't talk about. If trust me, thinking about an EMP, it would affect the civilian sector, but the military and government would still be able to function just fine until it could be corrected, and it could be corrected. And in relatively, they tell you it would set us back to the Stone Age for 50 years. Nah, you'd probably have America needing to do a rebuild. It would probably take more like 5 to 10 to get everything not back to what it was, but up and running again. And you'd be surprised how quickly people would move and how innovative people are. Internet would be gone, yeah, but there used to be no internet, and we got along just fine, and there was still some basic technology that could be used. So no, I'm not worried particularly about an EMP blast. But anyway, Phil, though, my other part of the job that I did in the military was I was also I worked on the Patriot missile defense system. So I worked with Patriot missiles and missiles that shoot down other missiles, and that was how I got my security clearance. It was called an ASI, an additional signal identifier. So my identifier was 91 Delta, which told that I was a mechanic with generators, and then my ASI would on the end of it, which is not a lot of people got this ASI. It was very rare to pick up, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time when they selected. Well, see, that's the thing, though, P. Morris, is that with an EMP blast, if you're just going to nuke anything anyway, you don't want to nuke everything because then you destroy all of the resources that you would need to go in and gather. Okay, so no, I don't foresee that coming. And then you also have to remember that just hitting mainland America isn't going to stop any kind of defense from happening, uh, because you got to remember there's missiles positioned all over the world. The United States has military all over the world. Their electronics would still work just fine, and you'd be surprised how quickly and what kind of redundant systems they have set up to get communications out. Our government would have communications out immediately to other bases around the world and United States members, and it wouldn't be long until we had people starting to flood back in. The National Guard would automatically be activated. The reserves would automatically be activated. You'd see, I think, a lot of veterans coming together to form groups to get things done. You'd see basic Americans coming together to get things done. Just because there's an EMP blast went off, there's nothing that says that my little generator still won't work. Um, Basically, though, it fries the CPU, so anything without a CPU can still work just fine. So carbureted trucks would still work. Some electronics would still work. You would probably need some wire, a little bit of repair, but some stuff would still work. And it's not going to affect everything. It wouldn't be the entire United States. So, absolutely, I would be definitely. I agree. I would be more worried about a sun's EMP, which that has a lot more potential to do a lot more real damage. It's possible, yeah. It could take out some of the radar, but you're not going to knock out everybody's radar. You know, let's say they centralize it. L.A., Hawaii is still going to have radar up and going. Bases in Germany, Alaska, uh, Florida, I think would be pretty much okay. Parts of Texas would be okay. You do have to remember though, you're going to bleed into Canada, which means now you're going to be starting crap with Canada. You're going to be bleeding that into Mexico, so Mexico probably wouldn't be very happy. Um, we still have allies. We still have our good friends, the Brits, who would be helping out. So I don't think that we wouldn't be just sitting blind ducks. We may lose some stuff, but it's not at all impossible to think. You'd be surprised what the military has on backup and how many bases are around near you. So there's a lot that goes on. Yeah, it would be devastating, but it wouldn't be life ending for everybody. But there's no point in dropping an EMP followed by a nuke. It just makes no sense. If anything you're gonna do, if you can get, because that relies on two to get through for the plan to work. Oh my gosh, Brad! Whoa, left field, Brad. Whoa, man. Brad hit us with a super chat. Thank you, dude. You didn't have to do that, man. Oh wow, guys, thank you so much. That caught me off guard completely. I had no idea. Wow. But no, no. I think, of course, our friends the Brits. That's where that came from. Our friends the Brits would always have our backs. I love British people. Um, I'm a huge fan. I want to go over to see Brad, and Brad's like, no, there's nothing to do. We want to come see you. I'm like, ah. But that is so cool. Thank you so much, guys. We got to make sure we shout out That's Brad as always. I did watch his mail call. He got more mail in the other day. Someone sent him some awesome stuff. He got I know he's got a metal detector. That's awesome. And then he just got a new vape pen, and someone also sent him some CBD oil. So good for him. I think he's gonna feel some good success out of that, and hopefully make him feel a lot better. And yeah, so everybody who's been rooting for you, Brad, thank you so much, man. You got to stop doing this, dude. Brad's too good to me, guys. Too good to me. That's my British counterpart right there. Guys, I've been following Brad for a little over a year. We've been friends. And when we first both got on, I think we started, I got serious about YouTube about the same time Brad got on to YouTube. You do have no, but we've got castles here too. There's actually a castle up in Ohio that's haunted. So we do got some castles here, but they're not as there's not as much history to our castles as yours. And my wife and I, we love things like the Tudors, and I watch a lot of Borgia. And I know we're getting off topic here with off the war, but I gotta say thank you. I can't believe I got a super chat out of that's my biggest super chat ever. I mean, I've had little onesies and twosies here, but wow, thank you, man. That is just so cool. I'm so stoked. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So, all right, carrying on with our war talk. Um, Electric did hook us up with our first one, I must say. She gave me my first ever super chat. It's only showing pounds on my end as well. Brad the other day did do another super chat for me, and he gave me $1 or £1, and I think that came out to about $1.40 American. So, thank you so much, Brad. I can't believe that, a left field. Yes, I've been wanting to see the Coral Castles. I heard about that guy who built it, and I've heard all the legends and the stories around it, but I've always wanted to go down and see Coral Castle. If you guys aren't familiar with what Coral Castle is, look it up. It's really cool. This one guy said he figured out the secrets of the ancients, and he built this entire giant castle, like giant huge blocks of coral weighing tons and tons, and he built it all by himself with no giant electrical, no equipment, no construction equipment. He said he had a special technique he figured out, and he did that. No one ever knew what he did. He also tore it down, moved it, like I think 150 miles, and set it up again in a new place where it is now. So, yeah, that's really cool. All right, so back to North Korea, though. Peanut, what, bud? What do you want? What? No, not yet. Not yet, man. All right, let's get back to what's going on. Let me find out any news of what's going on. If there's any up to date info on this. Again, though, if anything was serious going on, my Facebook would be blowing up with people telling me, "Man, we're getting deployed, we're getting mobilized, oh, we're getting ready to go." Now, see, there's something too. You should be paying attention to your news feeds, especially Army wives right now, because if the soldiers got word that they're getting ready to roll somewhere and they need to prep up, the first people who are going to be talking about it on social media are all the spouses. So if you know somebody who's married to a military man, pay attention to what their news feed is, and that's how you find out what's going on. Because if there was anything seriously ramping up, that's going to be the first person. Okay, well, I'm just going to call her Closet. Somebody moved the neighbor's shed. Hurricane, I'm sure Irma moved some sheds. I'm sorry, that was an out of place joke. All right, but I can't believe last night for some reason my video got demonetized. My live stream from last night. But anyway, so again, though, that's who I would be paying attention to if you want to see what's going on with North Korea and who's going to be doing what. Is start watching what's going on with that. And again, I would see a lot of that coming up out of the wives. Uh, People arguing about the North Korea travel ban, they say why they can't travel at all, but I think it's all about the rift. No, no, no. They can travel. They just can't travel to here. That's what a travel ban means, is that we can't go there, and we already as Americans can't fly to North Korea. You have to fly into China and then take a flight in or a train. But I do remember him saying something about though that North Koreans with work visas, because there are some, they're allowed to still come and work. It's just they're people like that. Sky King, I'm not familiar with who Sky King is, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Thank you so much there, P. I appreciate it, buddy. If you guys are enjoying this, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Helps everyone get the word out. Who has two thumbs and likes thumbs up? This guy. Um, oh boy. So let's see what's going on. Again, let's see. Any new live information? 7 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Uh, and it seems that everyone's just kind of mulling this around. There's really no information. If North Korea was so ready and up and ready to do what they did, I still can't believe Brad gave us that awesome, huge donation, which he did not have to do, and I'll probably yell at him about it later. Um, War on North go. War of words, North Korea. It's exactly that. It's a war of words. 6 hours ago. Let's see. North Korea says Trump's tweet is a declaration of war. Twitter won't say if it violates rules. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous when we have to ask a company on a platform if what the president said is okay on their platform. One, I don't think he should be doing that here. So let's see. Just heard again. It's not that they won't be around much longer. If he echoes thoughts of Little Rocket Man, they won't be around. And see, this is what he said though. Listen, let's really break this down. Just heard Foreign Minister of North Korea speak at the UN. Period. So what he's saying is that we're the subject of this is the foreign minister. If he echoes thoughts of Little Rocket Man, which means if he continues to talk like Kim Jong Un, they won't be around much longer. Well, if you're at the UN and you're being told that if you keep talking like Rocket Man, you're not going to be allowed here, then you wouldn't be around much longer. So I think what Trump was saying is that the UN is not going to hear this rhetoric anymore. That's what Trump was saying. That's what Trump was saying. It has nothing to do with an attack on North Korea. He said at the UN that if these two guys keep talking the same, they won't be around the UN much longer. I guess you could take it as he was saying that they won't be around much longer, but he didn't directly say that. He didn't do anything along those lines. All he simply said was that they won't, if the UN secretary dude keeps doing what he's doing and talking like Kim, it's not going to be very good. I will say this, though, that Kim Jong Un coming on to make a personal statement himself is something that is somewhat rare. Japan's quota about shooting 100K fleeing North Korean people. Well, that's a little extreme. Peanut, stop it, dude. So again, guys, interesting subject to talk about. Again, from my point of view, it's quiet, normal day here. I am near a major military base. If something was going to go down, I'll be one of the first to know. We'll be one of the first to know in this town. I guarantee it. Even if they went on like a media blackout where they don't tell anything about it, we would see the roads start getting emptied here. Spouses always go home when a war kicks off. They shut posts down. They stop letting people on. There's lots of things that start going on here. I guarantee right now they've upped the security of base right now because of all this, so it's harder to get on post. You see, that's another way of looking at it. Either way, though. Either way, and that's a good way. Either way, it's showing that it's the destruction of somebody else. Oh, was it? I did hear about that on shortwave. I did hear about that, actually. It's not uncommon for them to test it, though. And I think that's all it was. Is it's good that in a time like this in the military, even right now, if we had a threat of something like that, the first thing we would do is we would start testing equipment, making sure everything is up and ready to go. The last thing you wanted, should you be worried? No. No. I think they're just doing tests of the equipment. I do appreciate you asking my opinion on it. Again, though, I don't think so. It's definitely something to monitor. Worry is nothing. You shouldn't be worried. I would say that you should be prepared. Always be prepared, then you don't have to worry. I'm not going to even lie to you guys. I keep a nice rolled up joint in an air sealed bag with a note that says, calm down, it's okay. And that's for the end of the day. If anything ever happens, and I have to do whatever, at least at the end of the day, there's a joint to remind me to calm down and don't worry. So that's sealed away as part of my emergency kit. You should keep one for yourself. But yeah, as a test, no, I wouldn't be concerned. Fort Campbell here every Friday tests its alarm system. I wasn't used to it when I first got to Fort Campbell. It scared the piss out of me. Coming with PTSD, alarms meant something totally different to me. Usually meant mortar attacks. But no. Testing of alarm systems like that, I would consider routine. You got to remember what happens is that as situations start escalating, there's manuals, and the manual says when this happens, your steps are to do this, confirm with when it's done. So basically, somebody's job is like, okay, let's see what the manual says. Well, I got to test the shortwave radio band response. Go ahead and run that. What's next? And somebody went ahead and ran a test. So it's very good that you were prudent enough to pay attention to it and notice it and pick up on it. And I heard about it a few hours later. But it's nothing that I would say that you need to be concerned with whatsoever. Never. This is actually how it keeps me focused. My PTSD. I used to do stand-up comedy, and it doesn't work in public. I can't do it, but I still need it to help me focus, and it calms me down and keeps me kind of centered. You guys, if you see me without it, oh my God, it's terrible. So no. I'm not worried about it either way. I'm not worried of dying. No big deal. It's no big deal. At least I'll get some rest then, huh? But all right, so again, there's really not a whole lot of news coverage. It basically North Korea blowing something out of proportion. I like how our friend there said it, how she worded how he took the meaning of the tweet, and I think that was a much more better. It was betterly articulated in the way that I was trying to go for. What is the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry, Nemo. We were just talking about the war here, going over what's going on in North Korea. Uh, I don't know what people are expecting from a live broadcast from somebody's channel that they've never heard of before. Like I was gonna be on the ground, boots on ground with camera. Guys, it's really kicking off here. Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry, Nemo, if my expectations of my views on a live stream on YouTube didn't meet your expectations. Absolutely, you don't have to pay. Well, I don't pay taxes now. Well, I pay my property tax, but that's it. Uh, Tennessee doesn't have a state tax and then sales tax, so I do pay two taxes. But yeah, afterlife. If I thought there was another one, a life after this, I'd kill myself now to get that one over with. Afterlife. When do I get some time to rest? Um, back to the Batcave. All right. Rocket Man burning at the speed of. I don't know. That's a good song. I don't know why he wouldn't like that one. Ah. All right, so let's see if we can find any new news on let's cruise YouTube. We'll cruise around YouTube to look for any kind of news on this. Let's see. We're on YouTube. Yeah, Nemo. Hell yeah, man. We would they are doomed if they attack us, but do me a favor, bro. It's no big deal. But let's tone down the language just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going to go ahead and remove that because I do love how you got some awesome passion going on there. But yeah, if we could just tone that down a little bit, that would be really cool, bro, and I really appreciate it. But no, I love the emphasis. Absolutely, they are doomed if they attack us, and they know it. They know that if they decide to try to drop a bomb on us in any way, shape, or form, it's over for them. So this is again what I'm trying to understand. What his end-game plan is either he loses his regime, which right now you're in charge of a country. Why would you want to stir the honeypot? You've got a sweet, sweet gig going on. I agree with you absolutely, Nemo. That was how I've always lived my life when I was in the military. I agreed with it. You don't start fights, but you end them. That's fine. But you got to do it fairly so that you always have the moral high ground. So, so very true. I agree with you very much there, Nemo Schwartz. Uh, Hope I pronounced that right. I'm saying it correctly, Nemo Schwartz. I do believe I'm saying that correctly. Shalom, if that applies to you. Let's see. War. Someone told you very smart, and that's a good man. Should Americans be prepared for war with North Korea? We should always be prepared. Brad, stop it. Right, I always laugh at stuff that Brad, you've got to stop doing that, man. You can't keep giving me donations. Stop. Thank you though, dude, but stop. You're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. That's two today already. Two. You got to stop, man. Killing me, Smalls. Oh, Brad. All right. Getting back to it. Should America be prepared for war with North Korea? It's never bad to be prepared for anything. So, being prepared and not needing it is better than not being prepared and needing it. Thank you, thank you. White House rejects claim that Trump declared war on North Korea. That was from an hour ago by Fox News. Uh, I don't always trust all news sources, but that seems like probably something they wouldn't be faking. So that's North Korea foreign minister says Trump declared war. That was 6 hours ago. I don't think that's very accurate. War with Iran, war with North Korea, FBI creating terrorists from some guy's channel. I'm just reading off some titles of what's going. Getting ready to invade North Korea, World War III. They loaded that video a month ago. That got 1.8 million views, but I doubt that. Uh, I'm an American. Absolutely, there, Nemo. Absolutely. North Korea tensions, Japan prepares for war. But see, people don't realize this is that, do you realize that in Asia, Japan used to be the feared power and they kept everything in check. And then when we beat them, we destroyed that and shut them down. We just need to let Japan loose again. I'm not worried about Japan. Japan is a great ally. They love Hello Kitty. Um, so yeah, Japan. We should just turn them loose. Does humanity need World War III to happen? No, that's a stupid question. Trump and North Korea engage in war of words 2 days ago. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, I would say. I'm still not saying anything that's again. Don't look at what they want you to look at to see if anything's going to kick off. Look at the other things. Look at people moving. Wars don't just happen. You have to get people into place. And if we saw a lot of movement of stuff starting to happen for no reason, again, the base around here would be lit up. It's Monday. They're probably briefing them. Uh, so I would say that if anything, the bases are being briefed. Fort Campbell, when you're here, you always have to keep your bags and everything ready to go anyway, because Fort Campbell boasts that it can be ready to fight anywhere in the world in 72 hours. So we always had to keep our ready to go bags ready to go. And they called them that here, ready to go bags. And yeah, so I would be looking to Fort Campbell, Fort Hood, Fort Drum, uh, uh, a lot of mobile units from maybe the 82nd Airborne. Uh, you'd see a lot of. We've got the Green Berets and Special Forces here, so they would probably be out quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I've got a buddy who's actually Green Beret Special Forces. I won't say his name, but Nick, you know who you are. So he would be probably getting ready to head out. So I'd be watching his wife's feed a lot if I thought that something was going to go down, and any changes in her. Hey guys, pray for Nick. This, that, and the other. You know, you guys. That's who I'd be watching to know, because that's who's the first to know. I call it my your shit bag. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. But again, though, I don't think we have anything too serious to worry about. Not at all. Oh, 82nd Airborne. Hoo, hoo. That's what's up. Love the 80. Airborne guys are always cool people. You'd be heading to Starbucks. That's what I'm talking about. Starbucks is awesome. How can you not like Starbucks? Just a lot of price, but good coffee. Good coffee. They do it right. I will say that. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Batman. Batman. Permiso. All right. So, Scooby Doo and Scooby Don't. So, hopefully, I've given you guys some good information on what's going on. Um, Again, things change at a moment's notice. Never just be willing to take my word for it. Pay attention to what's going on. Grab a few cases of water. Doesn't ever hurt to have it. It's not like it's going to go bad and you're going to drink it anyway if it doesn't need it. Keep some dry food on hand. It's always a good idea. Whatever stuff you think you might need. You know, it's always a good idea to keep stuff on hand, especially stuff that doesn't perish. So, yeah. That would be the best thing you can do for yourself, is just be prepared. That don't be paranoid, be prepared. And then if you don't need it, that's great. And always, if you're gonna try to do prepping or something like that, a little bit of it, just do within your budget. You know, if you only can do $5-10 a month, do $5-10 a month. But it's better than nothing. Better than nothing. Do $5 in canned food and $5 in bottled water. You'd be surprised that you can get a case of water and $5 in canned goods that go a long way. And you do that every month for 2-3 months. You'd be surprised how much you quickly stock up some water and some canned goods. If you do beans, beans are really good to do because they're high in protein and you need that. So just do beans and water and you'll be great. You'll be great. Beans, water, and canned potatoes. That's all you need. I don't know who that is, so you have to enlighten me who Nigel Thornberry is. I mean, Farge. Is that how it's pronounced? Farge? Farage? Farage. All right. I got some people in here still hanging out who haven't hit that thumbs up button for me. Make sure you slam it for me. That helps out. Share if you've been enjoying this talk. If there's been any info you think that I've given. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But then I guess then the way you could also look at it from this point of view is that if you just keep a camera with you, you can make new porn. And when all the old porn is gone, you can have a corner on the market right off the end of it. Hey, I know it's been a while since you watched some porn. Give me a thumbstick and I'll hook you up with some of the new stuff that's out. The beans will stick up the fallout shelter. Yeah, very true. Very true. Black beans, maybe not so much. He said the beans will stick up the fallout shelter. That's why. Excuse me. That's why you have your gas masks. You don't like water? I love water, but I came that came from when I was in Iraq. You get so used to drinking water that you covet water. I love water. I'll probably go through about. I like bottled water; it just makes it more convenient to drink. But and I will fill. I refill them back up. This I'll refill this when I'm playing Call of Duty. If I'm playing Call of Duty, I'll fill this like 4 times. But I mean, if nothing more, just get the flavor packets. But you know what though? If you're really thirsty though, you'd be surprised how good water tastes. The Lipton the peach tea is one of my favorite flavors packets. Peach tea, it's yummy, very delicious. Oy vey. Ugh. Some syrup. Some syrup, yeah, actually, syrup would be good. It stores for a long time. A lot of good uses that you could do some stuff out of with it. Some survival stuff. Let's see. If you guys want to talk like with some of the other stuff you could actually store in a survival situation, I've got tons of gear we could talk about. Uh, but with again the thing with the war with the North here, I don't think we have a whole lot to worry about right now. Um, I think this is pretty much just a big pissing match. Uh, but I think it's a pissing match that needs to go on because North Korea has been pissing on our boots for the last X number of 30 years, and no one's checked them. And for the first time, someone's telling them that they're pissing all over the place isn't going to cut it. And for the first time now, they're starting to piss more because they're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And finally, I think what Donald Trump did was he was like, oh yeah, so he whipped out his, and now he's pissing on them. And they're not used to being pissed on, but they're still trying to piss on everybody. Oh, hey, Christine. Yeah, the spring water from my dad's well at his. I love the water out at my dad's place. He has a well house that he pumps his own water up from. And my grandparents used to have a private mountain with a natural underground spring, and they would pump their well water up, and that stuff was delicious. That was out in North Carolina. And dad lives, I'm not going to say the exact place, but he lives just outside of Nashville on the other side. So his place is awesome. Love his well water. He's got this really cool property, woods and out in the country. It's kind of cool. But again, North Korea, nothing there to worry about. And Christine, I'm so glad you joined us. This is your first time joining us on a live stream, and I'm so happy to have you here. I've seen your comments. Thank you so much for all your kind words. Adorable. Yeah, that's me. All right. to the Batcave. Haha. My hair's a mess. I gotta get a haircut. It's all over the place. It's completely wild. It's the longest I've ever had my hair in my life. That's something too, though. Here's a little. Oh yeah, absolutely. People hate America, but the reason they hate us is because they depend on us so much. Didn't you hate? Did when you were a kid? Didn't you rebel against your parents? Same thing. America has a lot more influence on. It's not just our economy. Our economy affects other economies in severe ways, and that's something nobody wants their money what's with. You go to a job, you work hard. Would you want to come home and find out, oh, your pay got messed with because you work here and the guy over there at some other store, well, he messed around and now your pay is messed up? Nobody wants that. I don't know though. I wonder. It's a possibility too, and I've been told that this can happen, and it does. It can possibly happen that if anything got serious enough that my job in the military became crucial enough that they needed people to fill the role, the military could possibly recall me. That would suck. That would suck a lot. My dad had just got. Excuse me. I breathe. I've been sick. Been sick a couple days here. Ah. Uh huh. No. Yeah. Wait. If we did it right this time, it could have been cool. Yep. 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 What state am I in? Is that what you mean? Is that who you're asking, P? What state am I in? I'll wait. We'll get back to that response when I see your question. Um, when the video finally catches up. But what were we talking about? Let's see. Nope, not darling. I don't. I missed what. That's what I hate about this chat thing is that sometimes I can't remember what I was talking about, and then to get the responses. And I see what you're talking about, Brad. How it does get very confusing. If you're still here, Brad. Oh, I'm in Tennessee. There we go. There you go, buddy. Oh, maybe that's what you meant. The hair is not too long at all. Not at all, darling. Oh, okay. What, Peanut? What? Hold on, dude. Oh, okay, cool. Mr. Big Bucks, Mr. YouTube star. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm relatively in a safe state. I've checked out my options of where I would go during a wartime if I needed to flee and I thought there was going to be anything serious going on. Of course, I've made my escape route and I know exactly where I'm going. Got some good bodies of water nearby, some river systems. That would be perfect. So hang out in between those, protected by water on three sides. Yeah, good to go. Good to go. Plenty of fishing, plenty of deer, plenty of berries, plenty of supplies. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. And if you guys saw my earlier weapon video, we're good to go. We're good to go. Seattle? No, no, man. Oh, I know why you thought I was a Seattle guy? Really? I lived in California when I was in the military on the West Coast for a little bit, but that's about it. Yeah, it is that famous YouTuber. That's Brad. He stops in to come say hey once in a while because he's super awesome, and he just throws it around. Just bring the magnet. Absolutely. See, even in a wartime thing, we're still going to be able to do YouTube videos. My phone, as long as there's internet still up and running, I can still put up YouTube videos from out there. So yeah, just bring the magnet and we're all set. I didn't even think of that. Look at that. Entertainment, we're good. We're good. We're good. Keep you guys posted. The world is ending, but we're going to go ahead and toss this magnet in. Hopefully, we find something good. Yeah. I wish Ash would join us. That would be so cool. He is. Brad is my new manager. He's taken over. He's. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. He helps me out so much, you guys. Helps me out a lot. No, kitty. Piper. You want to say hi? I don't want you around the smoke too much. People have made me aware that I shouldn't have the kitty around the smoke. So there's Piper. Oh, see, I love it. We got all the cool people here. Just the cool kids. Just the cool kids. Ash, yeah, he's too big of a star to come talk to little old me. Ash is dead, I'm afraid. Well, then I'll split his PO box cost with you, and you can just send stuff to that's Brad. There you go. Oh, so Phil's still here. Brad's here. Closet's here. We got Mr. Mortius here hanging out, who thought I was No. Oh, thank you, P. I appreciate it, man. No, no, no. I'm in a nice central area. We're good to go. Where I don't think there's really no strategic unless they want to take out the tobacco. We grow a lot of tobacco and feed corn here. So if that's what they're aiming for, yeah. But again, though, with my job title, I don't think because the type of way I got out of the army was I was medically released, so the chances of them actually recalling me, I think, would be very low. But if they were desperate in this time and they needed people who could work on the old systems, and again, I worked on the differences, not older system, but I know everyone's heard about the new THAAD system, and the Patriots were the ones before that one, so they might still work. Donald, Mr. Trump is still here hanging out. Thank you, sir. Hopefully, you're taking all of what we're saying into consideration, and the American people, yeah. Happy birthday to Phil. Happy birthday to you. You're old and you're blue. You've got a kitty, but I've got one also too. Nah, I messed it up. So the war. Let's see anything new. I'm trying to just see if they're putting anything new out. We're gonna stay up to date with you guys, but it's pretty much the same jibber jarbish. We've had a 2 hour update, and that was the when they said they would shoot down any U.S. planes that came close. So again, I don't see them doing that. They have done it before, but I think in this kind of a hostile environment, they wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare. Now, what I am concerned about is the possibility of them doing a false flag attack to get the American people to rally to do this. That's something that's interesting. I watched Closet's video there. Thank you so much, Christine. You have a great night, and I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us. Good luck with those ducklings. I hope everything goes well. Her channel is pretty cool. She's got some really cool farm animals knocking it out. You guys, if you ever want to check some of that out, definitely, definitely. How long have I been on now? What do you mean? How long have I been? Have we been on doing this? I would be interested to see, but then again, though, do you want to be the guy who's like, do you want to be the guy who goes out to be a test dummy? Here, go fly by and see if they shoot you down. Well, I don't want to do that. All right, Phil, I got to take the mutts out real quick. You're on Ghost Watch. This recording coming up on 2 hours almost. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm going to take the mutts out, and you guys stay on Ghost Watch. I'll be right back. Come on, ducks. All right, we're back. We're back. The rare and elusive Minimum joins us. All right, there she is. Okay, go ahead. All right. Oh, was the cat going nuts? Was the cat going crazy? She doesn't. I didn't even see. I have to go back and check over it. So she was crying, I guess, a lot. I'll go back and look over that later. That's funny. I didn't realize she was going crazy. Hi, Butterball. Come here. You want to come up and say hi? This is Dobby the house elf. No, this is Butter. My Butterball. So, anyway. Enough of her. Let's get back to North Korea and see if we can find anything. Warns it could shoot down U.S. bombers. Is that the whole article? I can't. Oh, there's the thing to scroll down. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. World War YouTube on Etch a Sketch. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Oh wow. When I was in Iraq, though, funny enough, is I was sitting there and I was so bored, and I had to sit on this position, and just all I had to do was my job was to open this fence, this gate, which is just a bar, opened it, let people through, close it, and all your job was to do was to sit there. So I was having to do it one day, and bored out of my mind. So I developed a game called Throw the Rock in the Hole. There was this tube on the side of this building, and I sat there and I would just pick up rocks and try to throw it into the hole. And I did that for a few hours, and someone come over. What are you doing? I'm playing a game. What's the game? It's called Throw the Rock in the Hole. Oh, let me play. If I kept the dog, but I don't want to just use the dog as clickbait. We're talking about North Korea, and I want people to join in and talk about what their thoughts are, their concerns, and then we discuss it and see what we come up with. That's really what the aim of it is. But come here, let's bring up the other one. Come here, P. Come on, come here, bud. Since you guys got to see Butter, it's only fair that you get to see Peanut. Ah, there's Peanut. There's my Bubba boy. Hi, Peanut. All right, so look, North Korea, why? Why would you want to take this out? Look at this dog. Look at this face. Look at this face. Why would you want my puppy to be sad? Yeah, that was one of my best Miss Slocum impression. Oh, I love Miss Slocum. Oh, what did you say? Let me go back and read it. Miss Slocum. Oh, Miss Slocum. Are you free? At the moment, yes, Mr. Slocum. Menswear. Oh, I love Mrs. Slocum. You don't remember Miss Slocum? Are you being served? Captain Peacock, are you free? At the moment, yes, Miss Slocum. Yeah, Miss Brahms. You know, it's very possible. Oh no, something wrong. What? There you go, bud. Brad said it, not me. Hold on, I gotta give these dogs some water. They're thirsty. They can't hold out any longer. Alright, guys, come on. Sorry, kitty. Jeez. There we go, you guys. There we go. Alright. Well, that was a hassle. Did you guys hear that? What a shenanigans that was. That was crazy. SDS. Ah. Well, that I was, you know what? I was really hoping that when Kim Jong took over and they're like his son's in power, I was really rooting for him to be the one to be like, look, I'm going to be the one to fix this, and they're going to call me the greatest hero. He could have gone from just being a person who was in a rogue country. He could have opened it up and been the one to be like, you know what, I'm going to change everything. And instead of just being a hero in his own country, he could have been a hero throughout the world for being the one who opened it up and was like, you know what, it's time for North Korea. Maybe not all at once, but slowly to open them up and let them have some more stuff. And he could have been the one to been an international diplomat and been world famous. World famous. Instead, he chose to go to a route of, I want to still be the villain. And not, I'm sure not in his eyes, he's probably not the villain in his eyes, but it's how do you, he was trained differently. It's the way you're brought up, you know, little things that make the difference in who you are. And what are you going to do with that? It's just crazy. Well, let's see. It's very possible. You know, have you ever seen though what happens when you have a spoiled kid and you tell them no for the first time? They go a little crazy, but then they kind of start respecting the person who told them no because they're not used to that. It's something different. They're not sure how to handle it, and it challenges their world. And that's good because it makes the mind think. When your world is challenged, you think. And thinking is what they don't want you doing. Lil Kim. Oh, I remember Little Kim. I remember that story from her back in the day. That was nuts. You're all doing very well. Thank you, Mr. Grace. You're gonna like that one. I can't wait to see her response because I'm waiting for the feed. I also used to like watching Keeping Up Appearances was a good one. Potty break. No, don't walk away just yet. Oh boy. So, yeah, again, nothing really too concerned about with the North Korean thing. I'm not worried. Although the way my mentality is, though, if you guys have ever seen the movie The Dark Knight Rises with Heath Ledger, some men just want to see the world burn. I think I might be one of those guys. Doesn't bother me. I kind of want to just to see what happens. So I'm kind of like interested to see what happens. Change the world. It would change the world. How many Cheetos? Oh, you can never have enough cheese that goes crunch. Well, part of my plan though is there's strategic stops along the way that I would be picking up more supplies along, and of course they're out of the way places that I don't expect people would be having a lot of people going to. So Cheetos would definitely be on the list for pickup, but not the hot Cheetos. I like regular Cheetos. Yeah. Cheetos would be good to take with you. Those last, even if they get stale, you can still eat them and they're good. They're still good. A lot of flour. You could just take a lot of flour because flour, water, and a little bit of yeast. You can always make your own bread. You can also use beer, and mix a beer into your dough for the yeast, and that can actually help make beer bread. So that could be a good use for beer and help stretch it out farther because beer has a lot of good calories in it, but make it into bread to go a little bit better. Uh, yeah, fried dough balls. You could always just do fried dough balls. Ugh, I have never in my life had a hot Cheetos. Never, and I never will. People have offered them to me. No, I don't want one of those. No. Why would you want those when there's Cheetos? You had a choice between Cheetos and hot Cheetos. Well, there's Cheetos. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Starting to dwindle down. When I guess the North Korean thing, we've really covered a lot of it mostly now. I don't think there's really a whole lot more we can say on it. We just have to kind of sit back and wait to see what happens, I guess. Again, no concerns. Well, I don't feel like really ending the stream just yet since we've got still so many people hanging out and having fun and we're chat chitting. See how I flop flip that? And I guess we'll just keep it up going on. Oh, thanks, man, for coming by. I appreciate it there, Underpants. You take it easy. Later. There we go. Cheers. Lost it. You want to see you? I want to see you pass out. What do you mean? Um. Huh? That was a funny show. Cheers was a funny show. I remember watching Cheers. I remember my parents watched the last episode when it went off the air and everybody was all sad. That was right around the same time MASH went off the air. Murphy Brown. Yeah, that was a good show. Good show. I don't know if you guys got those in the UK or not. Over a 2 pint of, I imagine you meant beer, and a packet of crisps. Oh, 2 pints of lager. I think now that no matter what happens at the end of this war thing, there's two outcomes for sure. One, Kim Jong Un does fire nukes. and and we wind up taking him out either way. Or two, he backs down and he gets embarrassed. But he's going to have to spin it to his people how he probably spared them, is what he's going to tell them. We scared the Americans out of. It's really kind of a cult when you think about it, when you cut information off and then you tell people what they should believe and what they should know and don't give them the opportunity to look for themselves. That really creates a big problem, I think, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's how he would spin it. Which one? Cheers? It was a good show. I think it's on Netflix or something. You should check it out. It's older, but it's still funny. I still think one of the greatest shows that still holds up even today. If you even watch it, it's still funny and it reflects really well. Is Third Rock from the Sun. It's a great show, but nah, North Korea doesn't want any of it. Uh, I think that this is again just a way to flex the mighty muscle and try to wait for new people to show up, tell us what they're thinking about it. And we'll all discuss. So if you're showing up new to the chat, first off, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. We've already got 10 big thumbs up, and I love that. But I'm just I don't think we again no concern yet. We'll see what they do. If action does happen, it's not going to be just a quick one right here. I don't believe it would. There would be something to escalate it more. So if anything is going to happen, we have more time. There's plenty of time still. Not plenty, but there is time to know what's going to happen. It's not just going to kick off tomorrow. It's not going to be a out of nowhere kind of event. Oh, 2 pints. Oh, I've never heard of that show. Yeah. I think though what they would do is honestly, I would just let South Korea take over North Korea, give it back to the Koreas, and then unify Korea the way Kim Jong always wanted it, unified, and then give him an out so that he can, because that's what you have to do, and give him an out to live in exile in China. That's his out. And see, though, that's why he thought along those lines is that if he had a brother alive still and they took over his country. And they're like, and the people were mad that there wasn't a Kim in the position. They would get his brother, and his brother would be able to do it for him in a more open mind. And that's why he took his brother out, because he feared that if I go into exile, because I think that's his overall game plan, is that if he fires nukes, he's gonna go claim asylum in China, and he'll live in exile and finish his days out there. Yeah, the Americans would clear out back to South Korea, and they could maintain a presence in South Korea and allow the South Koreans to govern the North Korean area, with no military presence on the U.S.'s part. But they could still maintain a U.S. presence for, I would say, I would do another 10 years, and then I would start pulling out troops from the region. South Korea is a very capable country of defending themselves. They have a very decent military. I'm friends with some South Korean soldiers. My friend Bruce Lee, and no joke, his name is Bruce Lee, but he had it legally changed. His name is actually Jinsu Lee, and he is one of my good friends, one of my great friends. I met him when I was in Fort Irwin in the Army, and he was a staff sergeant in the Korean Army. And then he wanted to come be an American, so he joined our army to get his paperwork done faster. And I was with him when he completed his paperwork and became a U.S. citizen. And he took the name Bruce because he liked it. And I was like, "You do realize your name is now Bruce Lee?" And he was like, "Yes, but I kept my middle name." And I loved his name. And he used to call me Giant Panda because I didn't sleep a lot in the military, so I always had kind of like bags under my eyes. And I was, bigger guy, so uh, Giant Panda. And I used to go up to him. And do you remember the game Tekken 2? And there was one of the characters. So I'd go up to him. I'd go, "Jin Bruce, Jin Su Lee," hey, all the time. And he would, "Oh, you stupid giant panda." Ah. And when I came back from Afghanistan, he didn't get to go with us. I had lost a lot of weight and slimmed down, really cut. And I came back. I'm like, "You can't call me Giant Panda anymore." And he goes, now you Giant Raccoon." Oh, you tricky bastard. I missed him so much. One of my good friends. Love him to death. Uh, so, big shout out to my friend Bruce Lee. That's what the internet's for. There's no borders crossed now. There's no more fourth dimension. We can watch anything, anywhere, anytime. So, that's irrelevant. That's funny. Poor Evie. She has to go to jury duty tomorrow. Hope she doesn't get sequestered. That would suck. That would suck a lot. Blind dating nude. Okay. That's odd. Yeah, that's definitely different. It stirs. Right, HBO or something like that. If you just want to watch something like that, watch The Tudors on Netflix, though. Plenty of skin. Off with their head and all that. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so we've had a lot of people in and out talking about North Korea. That show, a problem with the reality TV stuff is it's not reality, it's all faked. It's all faked. They're really naked, but I don't think there's. I can be afraid. That's awesome, Phil. Good stuff. I don't know. I think I'd rather keep my guns than just have naked girls on TV on demand. Just saying. Oh, we're getting more thumbs up. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. That's awesome. How do you go live? So hope that helps you out there, Braden McCoy. Just download the app and you're all set to go, man. YouTube does, I think it helps bypass that. Oh, okay. Well, I've seen a show similar to that. Yeah, well, that's basic. Of course, of course. Similar, but with differences, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. There's no good or bad. There's just this and that. Bada boom, bada bing. Can't believe Brad over here though, hitting it with the two. Two uh the two super chats. I can't believe it. You gotta stop doing that. Just keep it for you and save it so that you can get that plane ticket to come across the pond. Because that's probably what's going to wind up happening with this anyway. Got to get you here to go live magnet fishing in Nashville, and then we drive around and we go see everybody on the American tour. Go magnet fishing the beach in Florida. Yup. Go hit some rivers along the way. We'll just find rivers and stop and bam, hit it. I've been able to live stream over YouTube for a while, but just never tried it. Well, Florida gets hit by tornadoes. You'd be surprised how quickly Florida rebuilds. Oh, thank you, Braden. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully that helps out and you're all set to go. But no, I don't mind broadcasting over this. It still comes up over YouTube for notifications, and then it also has access to the Camerify app, so anybody who's watching on Camerify will be able to see it, and that's cool. Eventually, I've tried the YouTube. It's just a little different than what I'm used to, and I think when I turn my phone, it messes it up. I'll have to check it out. Maybe we'll try it again. Uh, I'll try it again then. Maybe I'll give it another shot. Maybe I'll give it another shot. Um, but this has been working pretty well, so I can't complain for my live feeds. And I am sad that YouTube got rid of its creator video editor. I liked using it. It helped me out with some of my videos, and I liked being able to put it together like that. And they got rid of it, so I've had to adjust, and I've started using my other program to now actually edit videos together. So it's different now that I'm using the Sony Handycam, and I've been wanting to use a better camera, and that does, I think, a pretty good job. But this one does great, I think, for the live broadcasts. Yeah, is it 10,000 now? Really? Well, I don't know, man. Brian, absolutely, buddy. Here's what I want you to do for me, Braden. Go to one of my other videos and just make sure you put in the comments, "Hey, it's Braden McCoy. You said you would sub to me. Just here's your reminder," and that'll help me remind to go through. I'll see that pop up, and then I'll know to go do it. It'll come up in my comments, which I check all the time. So yeah, and thank you, P. I appreciate it, man. There are a lot of people on YouTube that do their own thing, and I do mine. And I can't. I've tried to do the trickery of YouTube, and it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. I prefer to be. This is how I am, and I'm a more honest, straightforward, right to it. And I don't come at anything with aggression, but I'll come at you with honesty and my opinion, and we can always discuss things. and but don't hate anybody. Get along great with everyone, and so yeah, man, I appreciate it. I people on YouTube, it's entertainment, and I'm glad you guys are able to enjoy this kind of talk and the way we interact. And my personal opinion, I'm always just speaking from experience. I'm not the most educated, or I'm not the smartest guy in the world by any means, but I'm honest and I try to be reasonable and see things from all kinds of point of views and perspectives. And sometimes, if you check out one of my last videos, the Jedi are evil. That's just taking a new perspective on something to take a look on a subject. I think it's something interesting. It's something I came up with. It's based on some other fan theories as well, but if you look at it, I think it's a really objective view on seeing things from the other side. Um, and I think right now, more than ever, that probably speaks to what's going on right now. So I think we should, they need to look, North Korea really needs to look on what they're doing to provoke our actions. And I think if they did that and see things from a different light and a different perspective, there can be something that benefits instead of just a bunch of which doesn't do anything really good for anybody, but it will stimulate the economy. But sure. So thank you again, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm always going to try to be honest and straightforward with you. I'll tell you anything you want to know about my life, and I'll tell you anything that I know about my military career that they'll allow me to talk about. Kind of like this hairstyle, makes me look like a pirate. Arr. I'm like ready. I don't know, like that old English look. Maybe I need a powder wig. It's almost getting long enough, just where I want it. Just where I want it. Brad, you gotta stop doing that. Stop it, Brad. Come on, dude. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, man. You do enough as it is. You don't have to. You don't have to do more. Right? I know. He makes me feel bad. See, I'm gonna have to turn around and give it right back to him in his videos now. This is what I'm gonna have to do. He's making me feel horrible. And that's not just American. That's like $3 American, man. You gotta slow down. Save some room for later, yeah. Maybe we should have maybe we should do Kermit the Frog reading over the North Korea stuff. What voice should we do reading the North Korean news? This could be fun. We can do Cleveland could do it. We could have Kermit the Frog. I can try any voice you guys want me to try and do in the and we'll do it that way. Yo, I know, Mr. Ballin on YouTube. But it's not until the 15th. We don't get paid till the 15th. I haven't got paid. I haven't made any money on YouTube yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's been building. See, there's so much, like when people think, "Oh, I'm going to make money on YouTube." You guys have no idea the process and time. It took me a month total to get everything done on YouTube so that I could even start receiving funds. It takes a bit. It takes a bit to get everything linked up and verified and accounts called and numbers checked, and it's a pain in the butt. But I finally got it all set up. Brad, you got to stop that. Yeah, well, Brad is one of them YouTube stars out there, so he's making the fat checks, and that's why he makes the big bucks, and rolling around fat cats, buying cars, magnet fishing with the G's, getting T-shirts, metal detectors. See, that's what the good life right there. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? But we got to think of a voice. What voice should we do the news in? We're going to do North Korean news, but I need a voice to do. Oh, that's terrible, Phil. All right, cool, bud. Then I will make sure I check that out, Braden, and I will definitely go back over and subscribe to your channel. So thank you so much. Hopefully you checked out the video and enjoyed it as well. Uh, that was very recently. We had a good time doing that. You know what? I've been on YouTube coming up on this October is going to be 5 or 6 years. I think 5 years. 5 years, and I am just finally getting close to the point where I'm going to get my first monies from YouTube. So don't give up on it is the biggest thing I would tell you. Figure out what you want to do on YouTube. And oh, look at this hair just sticking up. Look at this. Ah, the fro is real. So too long and curly. Figure out what you want to do on YouTube and do that. And that's going to be the best thing that you could do. Um, there's other things, try out stuff and then figure out what your niche is. No, no. It's gonna take me forever to catch up to. I'm Brad. When I first started hanging out with Brad on, we started talking on YouTube. We were both. I was next to nothing of a channel, and Brad had I think a few more. Like I was sitting at like maybe 150, 200 subscribers, and Brad was at like 325. And do Alex Jones? Oh my God, no! Like that. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can try to do Alex Jones. I'll try to do. He said Alex Jones. Okay. The North Koreans here are coming, and they're gonna take over everything. And if President Trump doesn't get in there and nuke them right away, it's gonna be all hell on earth. I can't stand it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Coming into my country, taking over. Not gonna happen. Not on my watch. That was terrible. That is not one of my better voices. Like,
Kermit the Frog. North Korea once again is threatening the United States. As they have declared war, it could shoot down U.S. bombers. That would be bad. Nobody wants bombers shot down. Let's see. White House spokesman Sarah Sanders on Monday denied the U.S. had declared war, calling the suggestion absurd. Since the United States declared war on our country, we will have every right to make countermeasures, including the right to shoot down United States strategic bombers even when they are not inside airspace beyond border of our country, said U.S. prime leaders.
Trump voice isn't one I can do very well. I haven't really worked on it. Oh, that hurt my jaw. You guys have no idea. All right, let's see. What's another voice? Oh, wow. Yeah. Ooh, Droopy the dog. Droopy the dog. Let's do some Droopy the dog. You guys remember Droopy the dog? Let me find a story. That's awesome. I love thrift stores. All right, let's find another story and we'll do another voice. Okay, here's from CNN International. All right, so what voice are we voting on? All right. 51, good start. It took me forever to get to 50. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, we were going to Droopy the dog. Oh, and of course my computer's having issues.
My computer's frozen. Well, such is the state of world affairs that it was Monday when Sarah Sanders, the White House press secretary, told reporters the U.S. had not declared war on North Korea.
Let's do Mr. Mackey.
There had been some confusion among the North Koreans. CNN said Zachary Cohen reported Monday. North Korean's foreign minister, Mr. Ri Yong Ho, on Monday accused U.S. President Donald Trump of declaring war on his country by tweeting over the weekend that North Korea won't be around much longer.
That was pretty good, actually. I made myself laugh on that one.
Last weekend, Donald Trump claimed that our leadership wouldn't be around much longer and declared war on our country.
I missed a conversation there. That would make a great TV show. Because South Park to me is kind of going a little downhill, but if they had a TV show where South Park did the news and it's just the characters doing the news, that would be great. That would be a great show. So Trey Parker and Matt Stone, that would be a show right there. Mr. Mackey doing the news. Yep. Oh, right. Wow. We're coming up on 2.5 hours hanging out with you guys live. It's been a lot of fun meeting some new people, hanging out. Definitely making some new friends. Our buddy P here hanging out, man. Cool guy. Always fun to hang out with Phil off his tree. Eclectic Closet. That's Brad. Agaston, who was here earlier, who I always appreciate stopping by. Donald Trump, who had stopped in, I guess. Yeah. It's been a great time. We've been doing a good show today, I think. Nice chit chat, talking about what's going on. All right, so we'll see what's going on about. Was that Mr. Magoo more of anything? Oh, well, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. I think that would be really cool. Well, I appreciate it. I try to do some voices. Voice acting would have been my career job. I love doing voices. I've always been able to imitate voices, and yep, that's my thing. I've been trying to do Brad's voice and learn to copy Brad's voice, but the problem is I've never met him in person, so I haven't been able to hear it correctly. So I'm waiting so that when I meet him, I'll be able to hear his voice more correctly. Then I'll be able to do it. So yeah. That's eventually I'll be able to mimic his voice. But he's just got this strange like Ringo meets California Surfer voice going on, so it's hard to pick up on. You better be tired after throwing all that cash this way, dude. Can't believe it. You gotta slow down, man. Slow down, Willard. Too hot for the farm. That's an old Ray Stevens song. If you guys remember Ray Stevens, I loved Ray Stevens when I was a kid. My dad used to play a lot of it. Cool down, Willard. You're too hot for the farm. You have a sympathetic accent. It changes when you get around people. Yeah. I can do that too. Like if I get around. No, you'd be surprised. Magnet fishing, if you go onto Amazon and get started with the cheaper magnet, you can get started for probably under $20. $20 will get you going. But you know what doesn't cost a lot of money on magnet fishing is going to check out That's Brad and watching him do magnet fishing. You can always do that, and that doesn't cost anything, and that's good for everybody. No, I don't think it's. Yeah, some people I could see take it there, but that's when it happens though. Sometimes you'll get around people and your voice will start just changing to meet the accent. It's very natural, actually. But some people who are very neutral in their way of speaking can easily go back and forth. That's funny. Going all right.
Going now, I am, yes.
Right, oh mate, go on, get out of here. We don't even want you. Yes, right. Ah, well, it looks like everyone is starting to wind down a bit there. We'll see. We'll stick around a little longer, see if anybody else jumps in. Latin food is real good. Nice and spicy. That's how I like Latin food. Spicy food is good. Love spicy food. Oh, we got somebody else new coming in. People just jumping in and out, in and out. This is good. But again, we're just waiting to see if anybody else wants to jump in. We'll go a little bit longer. See if anybody chimes in anymore yeah, well, we still got 7. That's why we're not going to take off just yet, Phil. We got 7 people hanging out still. We might as well stick around a little longer. And if anybody else wants to chime in on the topic there, Trump declares war on North Korea, but not really. But we'll stick around a little longer, see if anybody wants to hang out. Anyone new jumps in, wants to chat about the situation. Again, though, it's news that anyone can check out. So those are saying the clickbait. Well, yeah, it is, I guess, kind of. But it's not too hard to click on Google. And if you're getting all your information from YouTube, well, that's just silly. Brad's going to mess with my numbers. Now I'm not going to be able to track steadily what's going on because he's over here dropping off giant super chats. I could out of left field hits with the 1. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then he hits with number 2. It was a 1, 2, 3 combo. I couldn't believe it, guys. That's nuts. Then there was 5, which is really 4. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna stick around as long as we don't get down. As long as people are wanting to come in and chat about what's going on, or just see how everyone's feeling about the subject. We'll keep it open for a little longer. You guys are having a good chat, and I wouldn't want to interrupt that. And I love hanging out with you guys. Not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Not everything on YouTube is legit. Not everything. Some things are. You'd be surprised what stuff is true, what stuff is not. But you got to start also looking at things with a critical mind, and see what is there and what's not. So when people say some of these big names, these big names out there, that this is all set up, like there's people who do things for reactions knowing they're gonna get it, but some of the stuff is coordinated. A lot of it's coordinated. A lot of the prank stuff isn't real. They pay people, they set it up. Brad pranking me was real. Brad pranking me was real. Bring you on this. I don't know what you mean there, Brown Bomber. What's your opinion with what's going on here with North Korea there, Brown? Glad to have you stopping in, of course. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Discord or Google Hangout. Feel free, please share. Please share with what you got going on with what you think what's going on with North Korea. But please do remember to be respectful. We're gonna try to keep it very respectful. So yep. But feel free, tell us what you got, what's going on, and we'll discuss it out and see if everyone's on the same page or what we're all thinking. No voice call. We'll just keep it like this. You send in the chat, and I can more than read your questions and responses and all that. Brown Bomber. Oh, wow. Thanks, Brown Bomber. I imagine that was your thumbs up. I do appreciate it. I got a link or... Yeah, those guys, I would imagine a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. They do some cool stuff. But a lot of that stuff, I'm sure, is they take the YouTube money and they stage it. But that's how it wants to be. They're making entertainment, and that's what works. Oh, we got another person stopping in. What's up? What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing? We got Cringy and we got Brown Bomber. So we were talking about North Korea and all of that. So if you guys... And we got Mecrolum. Okay, I don't know exactly who everybody is, but glad to have you guys stopping in. The subject was we were going on. Yeah, you can tweet me at Google Hangout link. Okay. Okay, man, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Oh, I know that whole okay. Well, see, that means to me okay, but you also have to know that in Arab countries, this means is I'm going to cause you harm. So they taught us not to do this when we were in Arab countries, so I don't do a whole lot of that. And yeah, I'm not trying to swing my hands around. If you guys want me to check out your content, just make sure that you go to one of my other videos, comment with your name, and I'll be happy to go over there and subscribe to your channels and check out what you guys do. So I do appreciate you stopping in. Love checking out other people's content, man. Some other people come up with some really cool stuff, and I think there's waves. YouTube comes in waves, so let's see if there's been any new. Right, Phil. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, bud. You take it easy. Let's see if there's been any new news on the war with North Korea. There's really no war yet. 3 hours ago. Yeah, so it's still just the same rhetoric. 42 minutes ago, same stuff. Nothing new. They're just going on about the same stuff over and over. I'm sure it's just going to circulate for the next 2 or 3 days. No, he didn't declare war. What it is North Korea is saying that we declared war on them, and they're now... go check it out. It's all over the news right now. But North Korea is saying that Trump declared war, and so they're going to try to defend themselves, and it's all over the news right now. So check it out. I should have Bomber on. I would love to have Bomber on. I don't know who Bomber is. I'm not very familiar with him. So if I'm missing out and he's someone who's big on YouTube, yeah, man, that'd be cool. Heck, if you're not even big on YouTube, we'll get you on. Later, Phil. Take it easy, man. You agree with Merc. What did Merc say? What did Merc say? Did I miss something? Absolutely, yeah, right. So I guess Brown Bomber is somebody on YouTube. That's cool, man. Well, good to have you over here, man. I'll have to definitely go check out your stuff. Yeah, they are. They are. They absolutely are. North Korea's retarded. Absolutely retarded. Hold on, I gotta go into the Bat Cave for a second. Okay. When I was in the Army, they used to call me G-Bomb because of my last name. So, G-Bomb, or one guy used to call me that, and his name was Brown. That was just really odd that it just happened to work out between the two, the way your conversation's going. Woohoo! So, yeah. Bummer. Let's see if we can read any more, like we're Mr. Mackey reading the news. Here's some Mr. Mackey reading the news. Here we go.
North Korea threatened on Monday, okay, to shoot down any American warplanes, even if they are not in the country's airspace, okay, stating that President Trump's comments suggested he would eradicate North Korea and its leaders were a declaration of war, okay.
Oh, you were in 2004. Awesome, man. I joined up. Oh, that's good stuff, dude. Let's see. Hold on. 557. Cool, a veteran. That's awesome, man. Cav unit, 107th Infantry Division. Nice. I was over in the 557 maintenance group out of Fort Irwin, California. So when you guys rotated out there for... Oh, Brown Bomber's got a following there, huh? I'm about to definitely go check out his channel. It seems like everybody seems to know you pretty well, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's go do that real quick. When we got the time. I'm trying to figure out... I feel like I'm being left out of something here, and everyone knows this cat. So let's go find out more about him. Brown Bomber. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, sweet, man. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you should throw me into the channel. And how do we go ahead and do that, bro? Oh, thank you. I'm over here looking at his channel, checking it out. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, I'm going to definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button for the Brown Bomber. This channel already looks pretty cool, so I'm going to be checking more of that out for sure. No, I don't think I have Discord there, bro, but I appreciate it, man. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read some more. Let's do some more voices reading of the news. I think that's pretty funny. Let's see. War with North Korea. Here we go. Some more voices reading the news. All right. North Korea accuses war. What voice should we do? Let's do Mr. Burns. I got Skype. I do have Skype. If you want to Skype or yeah, I guess we could Skype it out. You want to Skype it out? Yeah, we can Skype it out. Let me bring up my Skype. Launch Skype. And I guess we'll have you join in and you can talk with everybody too. Everyone seems to like the Brown Bomber. Darth Vader. It's kind of hard to do Darth Vader. Darth Vader, you know. I don't know. That'd be kind of hard to do. Alright. So let's see. Baby, come back. The devil's advocate. Well, it's cool that you have such a following, so that's just why I don't mind bringing you on. Everyone seems to want you on there. So let's go ahead and make it happen. I got my Skype up here. I just got to figure out, search Skype. I got my profile. What's my profile name here? All right, so there it is right there. Seth Rogen. Right? No, 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 no. All right, Kat. Well, I got my Skype name there. I don't know how if we're gonna do this. If you want me to call you, you call me. How that's gonna work, buddy. All right, I agree. We'll go ahead and just keep it going, but I want to do more of the voices reading the news. Maybe Bomber in a later one we'll set up some other time, bud, where you and I can actually do a real face-to-face, and we'll go ahead and go live with that. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know in one of the other videos, comment or something. We'll get back to you. But let's do Mr. Burns reading some stories from today's headlines.
North Korea's Prime Minister has accused US President Donald Trump of declaring war on the country and saying Pyongyang has the right to shoot down US bombers. Excellent, excellent, Smithers. Ri Yong Ho said that this could apply even if the warplanes were not in North Korea's airspace. Release the hounds. The White House dismissed the statement as absurd. The Pentagon warned Pyongyang to stop its provocations. And the UN spokesman said fiery talks could lead to final misunderstandings. Excellent, Smithers. Mr. Trump tweets that the North Korean leadership would not be around much longer if they continued their rhetoric. Excellent, excellent. Yes, Stewie Griffin here. North Korea's US tensions good. You shouldn't worry, not at all. North Korea's crisis is in 300 worlds, man. BBC launches North Korean news services. I wouldn't even worry about the North Koreans. It's not even something to worry about, man. Come on, man. Wow. These guys don't even know what they're talking about. I know Kim. He's a nice guy. He's a nice fellow. A little bit of Kim Jong-un over there. Good stuff.
The Devil's Advocate? Well, maybe I'll check it out, man. Baby, come back. I'll have to check that one out. You guys got some good suggestions. Make sure you put these in my actual comments, because when I end this live stream, unfortunately, I lose all the chat stuff. So I can't go back through it and see it again. But if you comment on it with what you want me to check out, either in the actual comments or just pick one of my other videos real quick, hit it, and then jump back over, then I'll know to remind you. Or you can send me a message on here. That's fine too. And then I'll be able to check out this stuff and then get back to you guys. And then we'll have more to chat about when next time we go live. Oh, no doubt, dude. No doubt. I got a vape up there. Problem is, though, man, is that built up a huge habit when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan. So yeah, cigarettes are my thing. Smoking should be dead, but oh well, whatever. Nothing wrong with burning a little plant once in a while. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You do voices as well? What voices do you? Well, like I said, if you want to do Skype, let's Skype. Want to Skype? We can do Skype. Want to Skype? Let's do that. We can do that. Okay, then let's get Skype up. Alright, I got my Skype pulled up. So you just let me know what the name is I need to call. Or who I'm calling. And make Bomber my Jonah Hill. Okay, so I've got my Skype up. So why is it doing that? That's odd. Okay, hold on. Let's close this down where we launch Skype. All right, well, we're launching Skype here. If somebody else does voices as well, then yeah, we should get in on this. Because then we could have like two different voices of really weird characters talking to each other. And that would be funny. What the heck? What if I do this? Alright, let's try it. Skype is being not cool. But we've got ways around that. We've got ways of dealing with this. That's what I was doing wrong. Got it. Alright. So, Bomber, I just need your name if you want me to Skype you. Okay, I got it. There's my Skype. Let's search you out. That one's not gonna work. There's a lot of brown bombers. Let me see if I can find one of a mouse. Well, we were talking about what was going on with North Korea and all that. Let's try the sorry. Sorry for... think I got you. Now, do you want me to video chat or do you want me to, or just do a phone call? Because I'm going to chat you on my computer here, and I got my phone going. Do you want to be included in the video? I could always turn the screen to set it up. We got it set. We're ready. He just needs to let me know, do we want to do a voice chat or do we want to do a video chat? I got you. I found you. Sorry for trolling. You just got to let me know what you want to do, buddy. That's all we're waiting for. Let's just do a voice. Let's just do a call real quick. Okay. So you want me to do big brown bomber? All right, let's try it. I mean, if I'm getting trolled here, this is going to be funny. All right. Let's do this first before we do that. I've learned to become skeptical. So we're going to test this first. From China. All right, so are we doing a video chat? All right, so he does voices as well. China. You look like I smoke a lot of weed or potentially homeless. Well, I do smoke a lot of weed, but far from homeless. I'm actually a retired veteran, so yeah, that's funny. uh, you should actually stop in. We're going to be doing a ghost hunt around my house on the 13th of October, so stick around for that and you'll get to see the whole place. Okay. Oh, so Bomber is ready. I know, right? I'm homeless, but I'm in a home. I've got my retro gaming stuff over there, my big flat screen over there, 3 cars, my camper, my jet ski. I'm far from homeless. All right, so here we go. We're going to call Big Bomber up. Oh, man, I'm just teasing, bro. Don't get sad. Don't get sad. I do look homeless. My wife picks on my hair all the time. I can't hear anything. Nope, I'm not hearing you, bro. Brahmer, are you there? Nothing. Nothing. No, no, not in Michigan, bro. No, I'm not in Michigan. I'm in Tennessee. And this isn't working. So we tried the Skype, it didn't work. I couldn't hear him say anything. My audio is up, man. And I don't want to get headphones out because then they won't be able to hear you talk. Let's try it again. You call me. All right, incoming call. Volumes are up. We're trying this. Yeah, that's why I don't dip. I prefer the cancer on the inside where you can't see it, you know. Well, my microphone is on. Everything is set. Sorry, bro. It's just not working. I don't know what's going on. We'll end this real quick. Let me do another test. Do an audio test, make sure I'm getting sound. Because for some reason, I don't know if I can hear anything. Yeah, give me 1 second. We'll do that.
North Korea's going to attack. Excellent. Excellent, Smithers.
Let's see. Notification, personal privacy. Yeah, this isn't working. Yeah, man, it's not working. I can't hear anything. I gotta fix this real quick. It was just working the other day. This is nuts. This is crazy. Oh, did I misspell it? Hey, thanks, man. Damn autocorrect. Let me fix that real quick. Ugh. Ah ha ha, it was. The stream? Well, we were just originally talking about what's going on with North Korea. I had some buddies from the UK who wanted me to talk about it. What's going on? Yeah, I know something's going on here, man. Let me try to correct it. This should help me a test in just a second. Yeah, I got no sound over here. Okay, let me fix this correct. My audio is way low.